All right, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We're the brothers of Great Millstone, the branch out of Des Moines. First and foremost, we'd like to give all praises out of glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakwadash.
double honors to our apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers preaching the gospel of truth in sincerity, all with maturity. And see the title of the lesson is the title Spirit Like the Wind, which means another week out in the highways and hedges. Wadi Bahashem Yahushai for continually giving us of His Holy Spirit to go out and prophesy the downfall of this present evil world, right? And to speak about the return and the coming of our Lord Yahushai to establish a righteous kingdom upon this earth. You know, and Tawada, you know, to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai for allowing us to gather through His Holy Spirit to put forth these Spirit Like the Wind lessons, Lord, we hope is edifying. And let's start with Revelation 13. 13, 16, start at 15. I was watching Apostle Tahar earlier today before I came over here, you know, to the live show, and I forgot what the lesson he entitled it, but he was showing.
That's why we got to keep on teaching this.
Yeah,
subject.
he was showing Bishop Yawasap, I guess that's his title, of the IUIC, and how he was talking about how the MOTD ain't talking about a C-hip, you know. Get that nonsense out y'all head, what he was saying, man.
Call that stupid.
You know, because they doubling down on how, what he say, how a C-hep gonna make you sin?
What an idiot.
The C-hep ain't gonna make you sin, it can't make you sin. Like, it is a sin to take that. It's not saying that it's gonna control you and then have you, that's not what's being said, man. It is a sin to take it, right? Because Lord's will, we're going to go into it, but just briefly, in the law itself, it says not to make any cuttings in thy flesh, which you have to make a cutting, an insertion in your flesh to put that there. So that alone makes it unlawful. That alone right there. So that's a sin to take it right there, man. You know, and then added on stipulations, for lack of a better word, of receiving that, man. Because you're pretty much bowing the knee to another God and accepting that, man. You see? And without further ado, we get right into it.
This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. That the image of
that ain't talking about a picture of Cesare Borgia, man. That ain't talking about Serapis Christus. The image is what the beast, starting with America, promotes and pushes, man. We seen that at the opening of the Olympics this year. That's a part of the image of the beast. That's a part of it. That LGBT madness that they're pushing forth, man. How they had all those drags up there, man, and they was in position, mocking, you know, the painting, you know, of the Last Supper, you know, which that paint has nothing to do with our actual, you know, Lord and Savior Yahushua, man. You know, but the point being is that they're openly mocking. See, that's a part of the image, man. A woman being promoted over a man, that's a part of the image. So these are things that's a part of the image. The policies and philosophies that America pushes through the European Union, all over the world, that's a part of the image. You see? Go ahead.
That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Mm-hmm. So whoever ain't down with this lifestyle, whoever ain't down, and we seeing it, right?
Yeah.
They not too long ago, which they probably still doing it, but they was promoting that you're I forgot the word that they used, but if you don't choose to lay down with a man that transitions into a woman, then you looked at as a certain word. Transphobia. You know, yeah, they use that word transphobia. You know, but they try to shame straight men. They shame you because you, well, it woman now. It's not a man no longer. And then they try to shame people for saying like, nah. Here it is. They got what they call that fat shaming. Fat shaming is shunned and looked down on. You can't make fun of somebody or talk about somebody because of their weight. You know, you can't make fun of somebody because of their
Hoe shaming.
Hoe shaming is she like to ride, slut shaming. She like to ride the carousel. You can't make fun of her or down her because of that, right? It's all this different protecting the rights of the LGBTQ, and now they trying to add P at the end of that, and say that you can't discriminate against them because of what they like. But here it is, straight men is being discriminated. Here it is, you're telling me that I don't have a choice. We're choosing a biological woman. I have to choose this man that transitioned into a woman. That's what you're telling me.
That's hypocritical.
So I ain't got the right to choose that, look, I want a biological woman. That's what I want. But I'm being shamed because of my personal choice, but I'm supposed to honor their personal choice.
Straight shame.
You know? Which that's all is a part of that image, man. Because what that image entails is all wickedness and everything that's the opposite of what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua establishes, right? Well, brother want to grab that Isaiah 5. And then another brother pull that Psalms where it says that when the Lord awakes, he will despise his image. It might be Psalm 73 if I'm not mistaken.
This is Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Mm-hmm. So they telling you wrong by stopping a child from having a gender change. You know? Or they'll tell you wrong, right? Because you say that abortions is murder. So the people that stand against that, they're wrong. It's a woman's, it's her body, her choice. She can choose. And then they want to bring up these scenarios. What if her father rapes her? Or what if somebody rapes her and she's supposed to take care of that? See, and all these, emotional triggering situations, man.
Extreme ass situations.
Even all that shit's hypocritical. Because here it is, the day after, if a child's physically born, all right, and somebody goes and cuts off his limbs and cuts off his legs and everything like that, he'd be a monster, a murderer, and this and that and the third, all right. But let him do that 2 weeks prior in the womb or a couple months before they in the womb, then that's okay. All right. Now the scriptures call that as a murder. All right. So you got all these murderers out here, marching, justifying all that madness, man. All that's wicked,
Right, well, shit, they do that. Let's say, for example, they give you a certain amount of time. They don't call it murder, right? But here it is. If you get in a car wreck and you kill that woman and that child,
It's that unborn baby. It's a double homicide.
Exactly. Like what?
It's a double homicide, yep. And even then, so one that seed enters into that womb, or it gets to that egg, bro. That's life. All right, that's it right there. So even all these people that's laughing and joking around, playing around with this whole with Plan B, popping Plan B pills, all right, killing seeds and everything like that. All that shit's wicked, man. But I got one more from it.
Did you finish all the way on that one?
No. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 14. And judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. And justice is according to these scriptures, man. All right, the law, statutes, and commandments. This is what determines what's just and what's right. Mm-hmm. This is the standard. All right, anything outside of that, all right, what Esau says is right and wrong. All right, it's not the standard on what's right and wrong, and that's what's stuck in our people's head. All right. Nah, it's according to these scriptures. But anyways, it says, "In justice standeth afar off, for truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord Yahweh saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment." Right? So those that, depart from wickedness, or that aren't with this society, with these ways, speaking against it, all right, they become a prey. Brothers always bring up the example, even with T.I. All right, T.I., he had got a lot of backlash because he was having yearly checkups if his daughter's hymen was
intact. Basically, it was a virginity test.
That's right, man. The scriptures talk about keeping your daughter in straight, but here it is. He's just all this. He's just
An evil father.
evil, you know, and all this
Fucked up.
madness, man.
Controlling.
Yeah.
He's protecting his
Toxic
daughter.
masculinity. Yeah, and then all these weird ass terms they got out here. Toxic masculinity. You know, femininity is toxic, man. To the whole structure of life.
Yeah,
This
feminism.
Feminism.
Not-
The water.
not
Not femininity. The water. Feminism. That whole movement is toxic, man. And everything that this devil's pushing out there, this whole alphabet agenda, all this shit is toxic to the earth, and the Lord is dealing with it.
The reason that it's toxic is because Esau placed that woman, that feminism puts the woman in the place of a man. So really, that's the toxic masculinity that's toxic.
That's toxic.
Masculinity in a woman is toxic.
That's what's toxic.
Yeah,
The
that's
water.
the toxic-
That's
toxic
properly said.
masculinity.
You know, that's the toxic masculinity when it's in a woman, man. You know, she thinking that she has control or want to govern something, man. You know, women shouldn't be in positions of power. You see? That's why the Lord established the things He established and how He set up what He
Yeah.
set up, man.
He's the perfect. Yeah, and that's another thing, man. All right, the Lord is perfect. Okay, what He established is the right way, regardless of what you people think and your
Yeah.
feelings and your emotions and shit.
And to hell with any other ancient civilization, you see? Because the Lord ways, and He gave those ways unto the Israelites.
Right.
So when you go into our customs and ways, there was no queen in Israel. You see? Then you have a nigga that'll jump up, oh, Athaliah.
what
No,
happened?
that was a demon, wicked bitch. She wasn't supposed to rule. Her son died, and then she went and killed all her husband's seed line, man, so that she can take the throne. You see? So the Lord didn't establish that.
Came back with
What about
happy ass
Deborah?
husband.
Because the Lord established that to shame the men. See, this is all this is for a reason, man. And the Lord said that He will make a new thing in the earth, that what? A woman shall compass a man. So it can be a shame, so that the men can see that this is a shame for a woman to rule and have overseership of things, man. Keep in mind, through her we all die. You see? Adam ain't the one that ruined paradise. It was Eve that fucked up, man.
She transgressed.
Like Paul wrote unto us. You know, but a woman being in her proper order, you can see things run smoothly, man. And that's what it's coming back to. In the kingdom of heaven, it ain't finna be no queen sitting on the throne. Because these nations, these different nations, they're going to be under the governance and guidance of Israel under the law, statutes, and commandments, man. So that order is going to be established where the man is the head. You see? So you ain't going to have no Queen Candace, right? Or the Queen of Sheba coming to check. No, man. It's going to be men in those positions, man. You know? You ain't finna look at no heathen custom. What about Queen Cleopatra? They ain't finna be looking at none of that shit, man. Queen Nefertiti and all that bullshit, man. Where the Egyptians are today? All those different rulerships came and failed. Why? Because none of them was established by righteousness, man. The throne is established by righteousness, and this is why the kingdom of Israel is going to rule for eternity, underneath the righteous governance of our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. Well, let's get what we got, and let's go back.
Say something real quick before that. This Deuteronomy 32:4. He is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment, a power of truth, and without iniquity, just and right is he. So this is the standard, man. All right. What's written in the Bible. This is how earth is supposed to be ran. Okay. The person that creates a car, he gives you an instruction book on how to upkeep the car and keep it in good condition. All right, for the car's longevity. All right, to get the best that you can out of that vehicle. Well, the Lord, He created everything that we see, everything on this earth. He created it, and He's given us an instruction book on how to upkeep His creation. All right, that's why it says in the book of Timothy, it says all Scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and it's profitable for doctrine, for reproof, and for instruction in righteousness, that a man may be thoroughly furnished unto all good works. I had this as well. This is the book of Habakkuk 1:4. It says, therefore the law is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth. The wicked doeth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceeded. All right, wrong judgment is proceeding here in this world, in this wicked ass world, especially over here in the West, man. They can't get shit right. Okay, you go into the court system and they'll just completely do some wrong ass judgment, man. They'll give your children to this crazy bitch. The bitch is clearly a lunatic. She can't take care of herself. That's why she's in this court system trying to take my money, right? Trying to take the man's money, trying to take the father's money. The why do y'all watch the man shot? I've never had to deal with that, you know. But anyways, this is the book of Habakkuk 1 and 4 in the NLT. It says the law has become paralyzed, and there is lining up with that Isaiah 59 that the brother just read. And there is no justice. Or what? Oh, Salakia. It says, and there is no justice in the courts. The wicked, why is there no justice in the courts? Because they're not judging off of the law of the Bible.
Even though they make you swear in on it.
They make you swear in on the Bible, and then as it says in the book of Psalms, they cast the Lord's law behind them. And then they bring out their wicked, in their law, it says 2 men can fucking marry. That's in their law, that 2 women can get married. Alright? This is what they're writing in their law. So that show you that they're not fucking right in the head. And
Because your private members off. All these things are against the law. That's against the law, man. You know, a man cutting his private member off. That's madness.
what the
You know?
fuck?
Yeah, and then he's viewed as courageous.
All right.
Then he gets a woman of the year. Bro, the nigga ain't even, the nigga not even a woman.
But if a man decides, you know what, I don't want this arm, you just cut it. You know, you go to the doctor's office and you say, yeah, I'm just trying to amputate my left arm.
I'm happier with that. I don't want it.
You know, I identify as a one-armed man. You know, I feel like it's no use for it. I don't need it. They'll say something wrong with you, man. Hey, nigga, you want to cut off your arm? You're perfectly. Is there something wrong with it? No, there's nothing wrong with it. It's my strong arm, actually.
My strong hand.
You know? But you'll be looked at as insane. Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with this dude?
Bro.
Tie that nigga up.
But then this same 6'4" tutu wearing nigga walk in and say, yeah, I want to cut my rod off.
I don't see no
You're
use.
so brave.
He's goddamn courageous.
No, it's
He's an
insane.
inspiration to all.
He's a demon.
Shouldn't think of that hero.
Like that's fucking insanity, man.
Man.
Or even like, because majority of people would agree that, you know, dealing with a child is, you know, bad. And, you know, these people still have a sense of that, dealing with a little child that's like, you know, 6, 7 years old. But then they had that little nigga Timmy, whatever his name was, all right, stripping, all right, for a whole bunch
That's
of
in front
men.
of grown men.
In front of grown men. And this is being normalized.
Then he turned around and said, if your parents don't accept it, then you need new parents.
Right.
So teaching rebellion against the parents on top of that, man.
Right. On top, yeah, adding sin unto sin. You know, letting this nigga run around in a tutu to parade himself in front of grown men.
And
that's
grown
okay.
men cheer him and throw money at him.
And then it justifies saying love is love. You know, whatever makes you feel good. You know, the murderer, you
Oh, yeah,
get
we should
murdered.
let him do that.
That's
Yeah.
fine. You know. But this is the madness that's in this society, and the Lord ain't with all this shit, man. And He's putting an end to it through judgment, and that's what's gonna come.
Because it's stemming from the mind of a wicked individual.
Exactly.
You know, at the beginning of our Friday class, we were going into how what the Lord has made crooked, who can make straight. There's a precept in Job where it says, my hand hath formed a crooked serpent. So the Lord made Esau to be what he is, man. In the book of Psalms, it says that the soul, no, that's Habakkuk. But I'm mixing them together. In the book of Psalms, it says that they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. In Habakkuk, it says the soul that is in him is not upright. So this individual is a sick, twisted, demented, wicked individual, man. His whole nation is.
Unclean.
You see? And they're the rulers, as it is written in Sirach, the 10th chapter.
Yeah, this is Sirach 10 and 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Such are all they that dwell therein, right? So this image, right, these policies, going back to that Revelation 13, his image that he's erecting, these policies that he gave life unto, it comes from a demented, wicked, sick mind, man. In Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, it talks about how the godly was reasoning but not aright. Then it goes into how they pushes this YOLO lifestyle. How whatever feels good for you to do it. Without no consequence. how we're all gonna die and perish and no remembrance, and
Yeah.
we'll never be here again. So live life the best way you want to live it.
And then suppress the poor righteous man.
And we see the society is built upon that, man, to make the poor poor and to keep the rich rich. And the rich is a small percent of individuals, man. And that's a part of the image in that Revelation 13. You see? Because it's his life, it's his influence, it's his mentality and the way he conducts himself. Esau Edom, right? We know Esau Edom, he's a rash individual. How do we know that? Because when he came from hunting, I think it said he was coming from the field, and it says he was famished, and he came unto Jacob, and he said, feed me with that same red pottage. You know? Instead of waiting for the food to be cooked, you sold away your birthright just so you can eat right then and there. So it just showed you he's a microwave type individual.
Impatient.
Like how we call this society a microwave society, how people are impatient. That's why it's fast food everywhere. Nobody can wait for, there's no patience, man.
I need it now.
So it showed you that he casted away what was important. He didn't view it as not being important, man.
He goes away from wisdom.
That's why it says what? That's why I said if there's a more profane person as Esau,
Who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
so that showed forth the profaneness in him, man. And he's bred that, for lack of a better word, into society. And now you got all these, the Western society moves and thinks and reasons as Esau does. And that's that image that he promotes and pushes all over the world because he wants the whole world to move and think as he do. Just like when Nebuchadnezzar was ruling, when he erected that statue, he wanted everybody under his governance
One people.
to fall and worship that idol he erected, man, so that they can be one, like Antiochus did in his kingdom during his time.
It's the same play.
So it's the same thing. That's what the image is. When Antiochus wrote into his kingdom that all should be one, that was the image he was putting into play.
Everybody must conform to it.
And it's the same thing that we're seeing taking place with the whore that's riding the beast in today's time.
Yeah.
You see?
Finishing on this Habakkuk 1:4 in the NLT, it says, the law has become paralyzed and there is no justice in the courts. The wicked far outnumber the righteous, so that justice has become perverted. That justice is perverted. This law, the law that they have is perversion. You just mentioned some of them, how it should actually be unlawful to eat a pig. Like that should be actually unlawful, but now it's they have no laws against that. It's just all in the stores. It's all in the restaurants, man.
Yeah.
All right.
It's okay for you to eat swine, but it's unlawful for you to collect rainwater. Like there's laws in place where you can't collect rainwater. Nigga, I can't put a barrel, a bucket when it rains so I can collect me some water. That's a fine.
But there's niggas eating pigs. That's against the law, nigga. Like, what the fuck? You niggas is eating pigs, bro? You niggas is in the water.
It's unlawful for a man to have multiple women.
But a man can be with a man.
But a man can be with a man. And a woman could be with a woman.
And adopt a child. Then they go adopt a child, and this nigga's at school talking about he got 2 dads. Or he got 2 moms. Alright? He telling that to your child. It's some motherfucker, they introducing, how you first get into school that everybody's introducing themselves? This motherfucker's telling the class they got 2 dads. To 5-year-olds. The other 5-year-olds in their classroom, man. Alright? This place gotta go. Judgment's gonna come upon this place. It says that it shall be overthrown like Sodom and Gomorrah. Alright? How did Sodom and Gomorrah get destroyed? By fire and brimstone. So fire is going to rain down upon Babylon. Alright? And before that fire comes upon Babylon, it's going to be different plagues. A polycrisis is going to grip this place, man. Alright? It's going to be famines, pestilence, so-called natural disasters, earthquakes, tornadoes. Alright? Different storms, different weather phenomenons, okay, taking place. It's going to be people. It says the love of many shall wax cold. So friends is going to betray each other as enemies, okay? It's going to be a great judgment coming upon this wicked ass society, man. And it's coming very, very soon. Your sins is reaching up into the heavens, man. This place don't have much longer. You're not going to be able to just continue to just push wickedness and think that the Lord is not going to stop you dead in your tracks, man. All right? That's it on that Habakkuk.
I got that Psalm for you. Psalm 73 and 20. It says, as a dream, when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image.
Right, and the Lord has awakened through the knowledge being pushed into the earth, man. You know? So now his image is being despised. Right? That's why you got a lot of people, man, when they seen that opening act of the Olympics, man, they was like, nah, these niggas going too far now. You know, a lot of people spoke out against that, man. You see? So that's the vibration of righteousness being pushed back into the earth, man. Let's hit those other precepts we had. Because this devil's image is being despised mostly and mainly by the men of the Lord, man. Because what's taking place, right? We are being made in the image of our Lord Yahweh Shai. That's what Romans the 8th chapter says. Those who are conformed to be made in the image of our Lord Yahweh Shai. I'm roughly paraphrasing that. Well, what does that image entail? What is that talking about?
Yeah.
The black image that we got?
Yeah.
No, you know, it goes into what? How he conducted himself.
That's right.
His policies. How he reasoned and moved and thought about things, man. That's why 1 Corinthians 2 in the last verse it says, who have known the mind of the Lord that we may instruct them, but we have the mind of our Lord Yahweh Shai. That's what it means to be made in the image of a person.
His likeness.
So in that Revelation 13, when it talks about the image of the beast, there is a likeness that's being pushed. The likeness of who? Of Esau, Edom. That's why this world is outrightly, if that's the word, you know, ungodly, man. I think the angel told Esdras, man, he said, you can't comprehend the wickedness that's in my sight. Something along those lines, man.
Damn.
You know, I'm roughly paraphrasing what he had quote, you know, roughly paraphrasing that particular scripture. But this earth, right, this society and these people are being made in the image of the ruler. And we see what's happening, why the earth is out of course. We see what's wrong with the earth, man. Because of the rulers who's ruling it and their policies and carnal reasonings, man. You know?
Yeah, we during the flood, what did it say, man? That men's hearts were continually evil, or only evil continually, roughly paraphrasing it, man. You know, and we see that, man.
Said that the Lord was not at all in their thoughts.
And that's how it is, man. These people have no thought of righteousness. All right, even when they get in their little, you know, religious sects and Christianity and everything like that, man, talking all type of madness and BS, you know, in those different platforms, man. But now the Lord is at a point where He's coming to visit, you know.
You done it at 73? Go ahead. I think I called for something else too. I know I called for that Psalm 73 and yeah, that might be it too.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 2.
We're gonna go back to Revelation 13.
Wisdom of Solomon 2. I'm gonna start at 1 and then jump down. It says, "For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave." So just showing you this the ungodly reasoning in their mind, right? So this is their mentality towards us, as I'm gonna read down.
And it's wrong. Everything that they thinking about is wrong. Two men is not supposed to get together. That's fucking wrong. And we standing on that, man. You're
And this
not
devil thinks he can offset that.
right.
He wanna create an artificial womb
What the fuck?
to put sperm into an egg so it can develop and then give this child to two men. Or no, what this nigga wanna do, he wanna remove a womb out of a woman and surgically place it into a man. These are the things that instead of going with the natural occurrence of things,
God damn.
this is how he thinks. This is his reasoning. And it's not just him, because who's performing this shit is the Chinese.
Fucking Moab.
It's Moab, man.
Yeah.
But it's showing you that they're following after that image.
As they always do.
Because these niggas splicing together different genes of animals and shit, man.
They think they so goddamn smart.
They want to put a wound into a man. They want to make artificial wounds. So he know two men can't create life. So in his mind, his science is what's going to do it. And that's a part of the image as well. Because a part of that image is what that C-hip and technology is going to do with those miracles, man.
Technocracy.
People that's blind are able to see. People that's deaf are able to hear. People who are missing limbs, now they can operate robotic parts with just a thought in their mind. That's what it says, the miracles in the sight of the beast, you know. It's literally going into the army and, you know, the fire that they brought down. But that can be applied, you know. So in his mind,
AI.
science and technology is his God, man. And that's a part of that image, which is why the whole world, the Western society, of course, but the whole world, they always have this device in front of them now, man. Whether it's a laptop, whether it's a phone, whether people sit in front of their TV.
It's a black screen.
That's all a part of the image as well. Technology.
Yeah.
Because now he's going into technocracy,
Right.
which is the rule of technology now, with AI being at the head of this.
Fifth industrial revolution.
And that C-hip and the 5G, 6G, all that ties in. The Internet of Things,
Yeah.
all that ties in with that image that this devil is erecting, man.
And they're tying you in the C-hip. You getting the C-hip is tying you into the internet. Of
So
things.
now you're not a creation of the Lord.
Now you belong to the devil.
You're his creation that he got a patent on you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he injected you with the juice that he got a patent on. And now it
Warps your
changes
DNA.
and warps your DNA. So now he has a patent on who you is.
Wow.
So now you're no longer a creation of the Lord. Now you're considered a creation of him, and that C-hip is a stamp of that, man.
Wow. What a fucking Dr. Evil.
This is this dude, man.
What a bug out. According to Habakkuk, his soul is not. This is actually his plans. This is not no fucking
Like
sea
he
theory.
just made some shit up.
No, this is what he's doing
In
right
the book
now.
of Psalms, it says his heart is deep.
Yeah.
He do a diligent search, man.
Yep.
You know, this is who we dealing with, man.
It says the pride of his heart has deceived thee. He's looking. It says that he exalted and opposes himself against all that is called God.
Yeah. See, he think in his mind, because the Lord has gifted him with the gift of technology, that he's able to accomplish something all those ancient kingdoms couldn't do. He can look at Antiochus and say, well, his world order didn't work because he didn't have airplanes. He couldn't call fire down from heaven. He couldn't make a blind person see.
Could make his own genetically modified fruits.
Exactly. He wasn't making his own food to eat.
His own rain now, he said.
He got his heart program. Right? So now he can manipulate certain weather phenomena, man. Or he got that big ass outer space weapon, that laser, what they call it, the direct energy weapon. So he like, nigga, I can touch anybody all over the earth. Antiochus couldn't do that. So his Tower of Babel, going back into Genesis, his Tower of Babel that he's building is based off technology.
Yeah.
So he thinks because the Lord has gifted him that he's able to accomplish that. Because he has the tools and things that the ancient civilizations didn't have. So that's a part of his pride deceiving him, man. This nigga got satellites orbiting the earth, bruh. This nigga can look at a goddamn dime, or, you know, and they show you that I think it was one of those Fast and Furiouses. They was dealing with a thing called the God's Eye or the Eye of God. And that's what that song, the Thessalonians that this brother just quoted about, how this dude fancies himself a God.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the technology that he has, man. He's able to listen in on everything.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you cut your phone off, that phone is still hearing, it's still recording.
Even TVs.
The TVs, the laptops.
Fucking PlayStations.
Yeah. PlayStations where it monitors your movement. You put your facial thing on it so your gamer person can be exactly who you look like.
Yeah.
That's all recorded, man.
Even the AirPods. The AirPods
They got
fucking
GPS tracking.
it tracks your
Yep.
brain signals and your brain waves. Alright.
I think it was me and the brother was talking. We was talking about the Facebook. Was that me and you? Or was that me and you? I was meeting one of you brothers, man. Bro, it'd be so bugged out who I be talking to.
Oh yeah,
But
no.
we was
it
talking about
the
Mark
gym,
Zuckerberg. We was at the gym.
Right.
We was talking about the Facebook. We was talking about the Instagram and how deep this devil's heart is, man. Because people think, oh, Facebook, yeah, you just connect with friends you
Right.
never seen, and
It's metaverse.
you get it, bro. No, bro. He invented Facebook. Why? So he
Big
can.
data.
So you put your
That's
face in the
data
book,
collected,
boy.
man. So now he knows where you live. You got your address there. You post all your family.
Right.
So he knows how many children you have. He
What
know
you
how
like
many
to eat.
the women, the stores you frequent, what you like to buy. That's why they call that the algorithm.
Yeah.
Even on the YouTube, you will watch one video, Joe, and then go to your home screen, and you will realize all these different things that relate to that one video you watched, man.
Recommended for you.
The Social Dilemma on Netflix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're telling you exactly what the fuck they doing.
And it's the same thing with Instagram, with TikTok, with all these different social
Snapchat.
media platforms, man. It's to collect information on you, man. You see?
You get to speaking on some shit, and then it'll just pop up on your phone.
Yeah, you randomly said about something. You
I
go
need
to
some
Google,
shoes.
and all of a sudden you see the shit there. You know,
This nigga demon, because you know what I'm saying? Because before you could be able to take the battery out of the phone and so-called not be trapped. Now you can't even fucking take the batteries out. This shit's a demon, bro.
Back in Wisdom of Solomon 2, jumping down to verse 12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous.
There's not gonna be no TikTok and Facebook in the kingdom, bro. That shit actually
all these
destroyed.
selfies.
Yeah, that shit destroyed human interaction. You know, like actual real life human interaction between man and woman. You know, the relationship between man and woman. Social media was the main catalyst of destroying. You know,
Yeah.
people interacting with themselves in real life.
For the phone, period. The phone,
Yeah,
the
phone
tablet,
period,
the laptop,
yeah.
you know, that all killed, you know, social skills that
social
people are supposed to learn, man.
Yeah.
Now people sit at the table, they all in their phone, everybody in their phone, man. Nobody is holding a conversation, and it killed also social skills with families.
Yeah.
So now your child sitting in front of here it is, the dinner table is where you would talk about your day, well, how your day went, and you know, now everybody's face is in a phone now. So now these things, now nobody is communicating, social skills is horrible. You know, you don't know how to speak to people, approach people, man. So really these phone technology took away the human experience, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And then they're making it even worse to tap your ass into the metaverse, man. To where everything is virtual. Now you got a girlfriend on the metaverse. You know?
That ain't no girl.
Well, you had that movie where dude, Jaquan Phoenix, I think is his name, he played the Joker. There was a movie where the nigga fell in love with an AI.
Oh yeah, her. It's called Her, right?
I don't remember the name, I just
Fall in love
know
with a robot. Yeah.
the nigga fell in love with an AI, man.
They got another movie like that coming out with Megan Fox. The mama, the wife, the wife was sick or some shit, so he hired an AI, and it's like it's all real as fuck.
Yeah.
He bought an AI to take her place in the duties, and then nigga ended up sleeping with the AI, and then the AI, which is Megan Fox, and then the wife comes back, and now she's like trying to kill the wife or some shit. But they're making movies on this shit. But it goes back to Terminator. You know, it goes back to Terminator. It goes back to iRobot. How they create all this technology, and then it end up destroying them.
You want to know what's bugged out? A nigga woman, the one that she was the brain child, for lack of a better word, for the Terminators and the Matrixes. And a lot of people don't know, but she had mentioned that the Terminators is the beginning of what the Matrix is after the Terminators won.
They connect too.
You know, yeah, when you think about it, it's like, damn, yeah. Because how did the machines take over? The machines took over because of the Terminator, you know. I hope I make sense. I hope,
Yeah.
you know.
Because the Terminator was all about how they were trying to take over, and then Matrix is like, these niggas already
They fully took over.
And we trying to get back to, you know, that's
Damn.
deep.
And then when what? They were using the humans as a battery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they were the battery to charge to keep the Matrix moving, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what people that see hip is like, being plugged into the
Yep,
matrix,
yep,
man.
Yep,
Your ass was just turned into a battery in order to continue to
That's fucking
push the
bad.
society, man.
yep.
You know?
And the brother Nawaz said self-driving trucks and cars. You know, that's
Oh, yeah. That's a
it
new
was
thing.
what's the dude's name? Was getting interviewed by Alex Jones. Aaron
Aaron
Russo. He
Russo.
said total control. They want total control. I was talking to this truck driver. He was talking about how he was switching gigs and shit because their trucks is governed.
Yeah.
You know what? They're controlled.
Yeah.
All right, they're controlled. They're called governed trucks. So if the speed limit is 65, his truck. Let's say he's in a zone that's 70 miles per hour. Soon as he passes the sign that says 55, his truck will automatically go down to 55 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So he'll never be able to.
Speed.
Nobody on the road. He can't go 60. It's governed, meaning he'll if you press on the gas, it's not gonna go past that 55 limit.
And you'll have 85 like on the dash, and it's like, yeah, right when you get to that 65 mark, you press
That's
it, it won't
It's,
move.
it's governed.
Yeah,
It won't go
it's it.
past that. And govern means what? It means to control.
Yeah, they got that in certain cars.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, like you have a Mustang. The Mustang, it'll say 185 on the dash,
Damn, push it.
but there's
won't.
a cap that's
Yep.
on the engine. Like I don't, brothers that mechanical, they know what it's called, but it won't allow that car to reach that 185.
Yep.
It'll probably just do 100 or 110 or 120 tops. You know, even though it can reach 185. You
Yep.
know.
So that's just them trying to. Pretty soon you're not gonna have. What did he say? Yo, own nothing. You'll have nothing. You'll be happy. You're not gonna have shit. They gonna control everything. They gonna control what you eat. They can control if you gonna get some ass or not. All right. And they gonna control everything. All right.
Well, that's what they showed in
Sylvester Stallone.
yeah
Demolition.
Demolition Man. You know, where sex was through the technology. So, and
Fuck
really,
that.
and then it's somebody watches and be like, look at all these movies, these niggas watching all these movies. Like, but bro, this is this nigga playing, bro. Like, those movies is his goal. That's it.
Yeah.
That's his kingdom. As we
Fantasy.
think upon the kingdom, we think about the roads being paved in gold and our walls being
Real
built
fruit.
up with carbuncle. We think about the fruit. We think about paradise. We think about how the earth gonna be free and all the concrete and the shit that's hindering the growth of the earth and
The restoration
Esau
of
and
family.
it's fucking pulling more oil out of the earth than it, you know, just the shit he do, man. The trash in the ocean, the animal life, all fucking mourning and in disarray. Like, we're looking forward to the kingdom where everything is gonna be perfect and in
Yeah.
harmony and going back into the ancient ways. What he's imagining is all robots, nigga. Like,
It's so weird.
nigga, this
15
whole
minute cities.
society, yeah, man. Everybody on the is living in a wall.
Bro.
You know,
Depressed about
everybody got a goddamn seat hip in them. So now he can tell
sick.
when you
everybody's
hot, when your temperature rise. He can monitor brain activity and shit. Nigga can see what you thinking about when you gotta use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, this dude's a fucking weirdo, man.
They showed that in that movie 1984, if I'm not mistaken. That's the title.
Yeah, George Orwell.
Yeah. That's their goal. They just that total control, like Aaron Russo was going into.
He also shows you that Soylent Green.
Yeah.
The brothers ever watched the movie Soylent Green, man? You know, and whoever didn't watch it, I ain't even gonna tell you what the Soylent Green is.
chicken.
They wish it was.
What is that one rabbi? He said Rabbi Finkelstein, I think he said.
Finkelstein, yeah.
Yeah, he said that we were gonna abduct your children and feed it back to them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Children that
You
come up
know?
missing, children that come up missing, they at the bottom of the synagogues, and they get abused, and then they get fed back to the people.
And they say he said that they're not gonna believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're coming straight up, and they think it's a movie. You know, and he was laughing about it too, ha 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 ha. You know, like a fucking goddamn demon, bro.
Yeah, we bugged out to tell you that there's people in this earth that think like that.
Niggas the devil.
The government would never. Like, bro, like, these niggas are diabolical, bro. These are the individuals who are making laws. Like, bro, they're and this is a low level. The politicians, these niggas is sick and fucking diabolical, right? but yet they're low level. So just imagine how much more sick that power structure goes. When you get to the top of that power structure, bro, imagine how sick these individuals are, man. Like, these are individuals that can care less about how many babies die.
Yeah,
They care less about how many millions of people gets affected and whether they lose their life or they're living under. They don't give a fuck about none of that, man.
They want more babies to die. They want more people to be sick. They get stronger off of that. They feel empowered by doing that, man. They eat. It describes exactly how they are, but they're worse than them fucking ancient Canaanites that was in our Holy Land, man. Who were what? Said that they were merciless murderers of children. All right, they had feast of blood. These are the same people that's ruling over that's ruling the world today, man. All right, they're merciless murderers. They don't give a fuck about killing a bunch of goddamn people. That shit. Actually, they can't sleep unless they do that shit, as the scriptures say, man. They drink blood. They drink blood on the regular, man. Like it's a cup of orange juice in the morning. All right, that's how they drink them. That's how they.
Or adrenochrome.
Yeah, or that, you know.
And find out how they get that. You know what I'm saying? Find out how they get that and shit. It's a specific way they get that. You know?
Yeah, by torture.
Yeah. Scaring the mind and
It stimulates you know.
Adrenaline through the
Like,
blood.
imagine, like, the science, the shit that they gotta do to even find out certain of that shit.
Right.
You know? Like, the stuff that they put in your food, like, it's like, why would you even do that? All that witchcraft and shit that they put
Yeah.
together, like, even in the different juices and everything like that, like, when you look at what the ingredients that are in the juices,
Red 40.
you know, and I'm talking about the juice that they, you know what
Oh,
I'm
you
saying?
talking? Yeah.
that
Fucking
juice.
crab blood
You had,
and shit.
Stanley Plotkin.
No, you talking about drink. You talking about drink?
No, he talking about that John.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
He
that's
said-
great.
Nah.
Nah, but that shit, you had, you can look up the dude went under oath, Stanley Plotkin. They call him the godfather of the juice. Alright, the VAX, you know. And he went into the different ingredients that's in it, you know, stuff that they know in it. And when you grew up watching cartoons where they show you the witch, alright, and she's ugly as fuck, stirring up this cauldron. You gotta get a cat hair,
Potion.
you know, little bat arm,
Little red hair.
you know, and then she got this potion, right? But then you look at the ingredients that's in the juices, it's like they literally had it be fucking cat hair,
Crab
man,
blood.
fish liver, you know, crab blood. Like, damn, what the fuck? And this is supposed to make me
Baby
healthy,
fetus.
you know,
Baby fetus.
literally baby fetuses and stuff like that. But this
Like,
is
who was the
devil.
nigga that thought about this? Who was
Yeah.
the nigga that experimented and said, nigga, all this shit put together makes this?
Or the what they say that it's in vanilla. I forget the
Oh, the
ingredient it is,
V
but
brand.
it's literally
V brand.
beaver ass,
Beaver
bro.
ass.
Like, you look it up and then they'll have some technical.
It's the flavor. It's the artificial flavor.
Yeah, it's
That
art.
shit's
And
crazy.
then you look up, like, they'll have some long ass word, and then you
It's a
look it up.
blend. It's a blend. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
Like, how do you find that shit out?
Beaver ass.
But then we're the crazy ones. Like, they're looking at us in the street corners as crazy. But this nigga got on a suit and tie,
Yeah.
and he gets in front of people.
Or
and
a
he's
lab
talking.
coat. A lab coat.
Yeah.
He's looked at and he's looked at as
Glasses.
the prestigious or smart guy in this society, man.
That's
Because
crazy.
he's a goddamn scientist, man, and he work in a lab. Really, this dude is a fucking sorcerer, man.
Which
Trying to
warlock.
justify doing all that madness. Oh no, well, we had to do this because of this and that. No, you're a weirdo, and you're wicked.
And that all goes back into that image. So if you want to finish what
Yeah.
you got in Wisdom of Solomon, then let's go back.
Wisdom of Solomon 2 in verse 12. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objected to our infamy, the transgressings of our education. That's what the men of the Lord are doing, man. Are pretty much cursing this devil out.
Your ass wrong.
Right, you know?
And that show you that he dumb. He don't like us at all.
Right.
Like, he's like, these niggas, man, these niggas is clean contrary to everything that we trying to set up and establish.
Like taking their right mind,
Yep.
you know? Because that nigga love a nigga like Wayne.
Oh yeah, with two dreads.
Lil
falling off.
Wayne, 50 Cent, even fucking Charleston White. You know,
Yeah.
this nigga's supposed to be speaking, against a lot of this shit and all. Like, a lot of these so-called niggas that's supposed to be woke, bro, Esau is happy with these niggas, bro. He's like, nigga, I would rather have that nigga like that than to have him on that corner with them fringes on.
Because they no threat. There ain't no threat. You know what I'm saying?
And now down to that shit. And he ate that just like Haman. You know, Haman is second in the kingdom, man, but couldn't be happy because what Mordecai was at the gate. You know what I'm saying? And wouldn't bow down
Right.
to this nigga.
Man, he's here.
You know, bad as fuck. It says,
They hate him that rebuketh in the gate. They abhor him that speaketh uprightly. So it come with the territory, man. The world, the Lord said, marvel not if the world hated you, for it hated me first. So, all right, so these niggas that hate us, our own people that hate us, and Esau, he definitely, we going into, you know, the mentality of ungodly people, of ungodly individuals. They hate him that speaketh uprightly, man. We not finna just be quiet and let you just keep being a damn demon. The Lord put his spirit upon us to speak out against you, man, to speak out against the evildoers and the workers of iniquity.
Yeah, he said, I will no longer,
Hold my peace.
hold my peace. And then it says, in the things which they wickedly exercise themselves, the second.
No longer suffer them.
Yeah. The Lord speaking against it through, starting off with the prophets, and he's going to bring in judgment. It says, he professed to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to approve our thoughts. All right? He is
That's
free.
heavy as fuck. Say he was made to reprove our
Yeah,
thoughts.
we're supposed
This
to
is
be.
this is what we're made for.
Yeah.
We're made to
Correct
do
this,
this. That's a mentality that we have to have. In the book of Philippians, Paul said that we are set for the defense of the gospel. You go into that word set, it means to be appointed. This is why we are created. This is why we are on the earth in these last times, man. To correct this place, man. All right. It said, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions in the house of Israel, their sins. This is why we're here for, man. All right. So we do what we need to do to take care of ourselves, you know, while we're on this earth. But our purpose, all right, is to serve Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, to lift up that standard, to blow that trumpet, to proclaim the downfall of this wicked, vile society, and the return of our King, our Lord and our Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Go ahead.
He is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion. We are
His ways is of another fashion, man. We got to be moving a whole completely different way than this entire world. We think different, we move different. To the point we ain't got to say nothing, you just see it. You see us walk by and you can feel a different vibration. You can feel a different spirit than anybody else you ever walk past, man. Go ahead.
We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness.
Can't do it. Abstain from their ways. You niggas eating pork and shit. Alright? It said that we esteem them as counterfeits. A bunch of fakes, man. A bunch of frauds. Alright? From Esau being an ish. Alright? Even you niggas, man, claiming that you prophets and teachers and high priests, but at the same time you're a crip. At the same time, you say you gotta have sex on the Sabbath. You gotta believe. If you wanna be down with us, you gotta believe you can have sex on the Sabbath. You niggas we say they are Jews and are not, man. Are the synagogue of Satan. Bunch of goddamn counterfeits, man. Alright? Israelite is not one outwardly, but one inwardly, man. Go ahead.
He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that the Most High, Yahweh, is his Father. You know, ultimately, Yahweh Shai, all right, he was fulfilling those things, man, but we're coming in instead, man, all right? But just showing you our mentality towards them. You know, they hate us, and, hey, likewise, we hate you, all right? So that's it.
Back to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. I want to go into that word image in the Greek. It's the Greek word icone.
Strong's G1504.
Icon. It says an image, figure, likeness. It says used of moral likeness, of renewed men to the Most High. So these people was being formed into the moral likeness of the damn devil. You're conforming to what he deems is right or what he deems is wrong, right? It also says the image of the Son of the Most High, into which true Christians are transformed. Is likeness not only to the heavenly body, but also to the most holy and blessed state of mind which Mashiach possesses. So the state of mind, the mentality, all right? You must conform to his mentality, to his way of living, all right? To his philosophies, to how he thinks, okay? It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
Yep. And that life is given through what? His policies. Isaiah 10:1. They can pull that out. And link that with Daniel 8 and 25 and get 1 Maccabees 1 and 40, I think it is.
It's Isaiah 10 and 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
Which they have prescribed. So he gave life unto that image through what? Through his policies and laws he implemented, man. You know? Hit that Maccabees first and then hit that Daniel.
Yeah, First Maccabees 1
Because
and
that Daniel we're going to read is speaking about this right here in Maccabees. Go ahead.
First Maccabees 1 and 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
So he put it into law, that Isaiah 10 and 1. He wrote unto his kingdom, right? Go ahead.
And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath.
He said many Israelites, man.
Yep. So what he implemented what he felt was right. And he deemed being an Israelite was wrong.
Yeah.
Circumcising your children, keeping the Sabbath day, calling yourself an Israelite, all that was unlawful to do
Right.
during his reign, man. So what he wrote into law was what was right and what was wrong. And this is what this devil is doing today with that image.
Yeah.
He's telling you two men can lie together is right. And he's pushing that all over the earth. That's why it lines up with Revelation 17, where it says the nations were drunk with the wine of her fornication. Because that fornication represents what? His philosophies and policies that he pushes around the world. And then once it's implemented in those countries, then they're what? They're made into the image of it, man. You see?
Yeah.
So now you start implementing his philosophies and his policies. So now your society is made in his image.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you,
Meaning after what he thinks is right and wrong, after what he, you know?
And he's enforcing it too, and he's coming down, enforcing it more. As we get closer to the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shai, says the devil shall come down having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. And if you notice, like over in these various European countries, what's happening is that with these protests that's been happening, anybody that's been speaking against a certain agenda, now they're cracking down on people that have made certain social media posts, right, and linking it back, you know.
Well, look at the shit that's going on in our land right now, right? You got Hamas and Israel, that whole thing.
Yeah.
How many niggers came up and said, we stand with Israel?
Floyd, I think.
But all these niggas.
Yeah.
How many people came up and said, well, we stand with Palestine?
Right.
I'm talking about influential figures, like people that's in the entertainment and all that.
Free
They either not saying nothing,
Right.
or they saying we stand with Israel.
Right.
Why ain't they saying that they stand with Palestine? Ain't that nigga DJ Khaled, ain't he Palestinian? Shouldn't he be the first nigga to be like, nigga, I stand with my people?
We the best.
We the best, right? That nigga ain't saying shit. Why? Because if you don't conform to the image, your ass gonna be put to death. And put to death doesn't necessarily mean cutting your throat.
Cut off from
Yo,
society.
As we continue to, that's what Kanye was an example of that. This nigga was a billionaire one day, he woke up the next day and all of a sudden they said he was worth 300 million. How you go from a billionaire to 300 mil, bro? Do you know that gap of wealth right there,
A
man?
lot of bread.
So that's letting you know that any time, bro, like no, we can turn that off, bro. And that's that Sirach, Lord's will. We're gonna get that as we continue to read. You know? But that's a part of that image, man. You see? In the policies that he established and who you can and can't speak against. But go ahead.
It says, for the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
That they should do what?
follow the strange laws of the land.
Which is why also in Daniel, brother can pull that up, when Nebuchadnezzar wrote it into law, that they had to bow the knee to that image, man, whenever they heard that music.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says,
You want to say something?
oh, that's all good. It
So, and
says,
you got niggas already, you can see niggas already conforming to that, alright, by saying you gotta believe that you can have sex on the Sabbath. That's profaning the Sabbath. Like, you niggas is already conforming to this profaning the Sabbath. This is what we're reading right here. He said, look, you gotta profane the Sabbath. You gotta pollute the sanctuary. These niggas is teaching that. This fucking dude in IURC, y'all stupid if you think a C-hip is gonna, you know that? You think God would be mad if you get a C-hip in you? That's ISU became. You niggas is already down with his program. You niggas is already conforming to Antiochus.
yeah,
You niggas is already pushing his vibration to your congregation.
You're a part of his image.
you're a part of that image. Yeah, even though you're saying you're Israelite, these cats is a part of that image, man. And it's going to be shown clearly when a lot of these guys, when that C-hip, like Apostle Star been prophesying for years, man, when that C-hip gets implemented, it's going to shake up. It's going to shake up these camps, all right? And it's going to show you who's been with the image, man. Because they're going to fall right in line and how they congregation is taking that C-hip, man. But it says, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
Yep. So that's the point. He wrote that into law. So let's hit that, Daniel. 8 and 25, I believe.
Yeah, this is Daniel's 8 and 25. It says, and through his policy also he
Meaning what? Through the law he implemented. Now this is speaking about Antiochus and what we just read here in Maccabees, right? But applying it to this same play, I call it, for lack of a better word, that this devil is running today. It's the same thing, but now it's technology involved.
Yep,
You know?
yep.
Go ahead.
It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and thy peace shall destroy many.
And it says, by peace shall destroy many, man. So this devil, he's going to roll this out as first. It's going to be for your convenience. It's going to be beneficial for you. That's why he came out with a report that every American, their social security number got stolen, or if I'm
Got hacked in.
remembering the article, you know, but got hacked and everybody information got stole. So these are all points where he's going to say, look, see, this is why we need a
He's allowing
safer,
that to happen.
you know,
Digital ID. Yeah.
this is why we need digital ID. This is why we need these
Yeah.
things. And we seeing all these different things come out because he's working toward, he's pushing toward his agenda.
Bro, this is a hell of a time to be alive.
So that's all a part of his policy. And he's putting it as if it's for the safety of the people. That's peace. He said, and through peace shall he destroy many. He's pushing it as if it's for the safety of the people and it's for the
Yeah.
betterment of society.
Yeah.
But really, that's gonna destroy a man.
He's throwing you in the pit, like it says in Sirach 12 chapter, man. You know? Talks about he'll speak, roughly paraphrasing it, but he'll speak with soft words, but he imagined how to throw you in the pit. You know, so a lot of...
Wars in his heart.
Yeah, wars in his heart, another one, yep, yep. So that's his mentality, man. He getting everybody up, hey, huddle up. Take your ass right into this pit, you know?
And he's allowing a lot of people to get in debt. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are in debt right now. Nobody can pay their credit cards. This and that and the third. So when he rolls out the system, he's gonna be like, look, I can forget all that shit.
He's putting you in a state of desperation,
Yeah.
you know? And that's what it's, and really it's Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because the Lord is using him to try everyone that dwelleth upon earth.
Yeah, people hurt though.
Bro, I was about to say that.
Bro,
People
I
are
was just
fucking
saying that to my
hurt.
sister the other day.
I was went to the store to just to, you know, grab a little, and I grabbed a yan yan yesterday when I went to the store, and there was a dude in front of me, and as I walked up to the thing, you know, I didn't hear the whole conversation, but I heard her say, "So you want to put the beer back?" And he was like, "Yeah," you know, because he couldn't buy the beer on his food stamps. The beer was like fucking $2, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, "Yeah, nah, put that shit back." So put the beer back. So then she was like, "Okay, well you still got to pay for this because I had to cancel the whole transaction and then bring the things up again." So he kept trying to pay it with his debit card. Mind you, the shit was like $5. It keeps saying decline. She said it keeps saying decline, insufficient funds. And he like, like, no, what? And then because he didn't realize that he didn't have his food stamp card. He was trying to buy the food with the food stamps, and then buy the beer with his money.
Right.
But she had to redo the whole transaction, so he's just trying to buy it with his debit card, Joe. He didn't even have $5 on that shit, bro.
Negative.
It said insufficient funds, like
Niggas
no.
is through,
And then he was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "But I'm trying to buy it." Then he realized it was his debit card and not his food stamp. So he was like, "Oh, my fault." So then he paid with it with his food stamps and walked off. And as I'm watching, I'm sitting there in my head like, "Fuck, Joe."
The only way he's eating is off of that food stamp card.
Yeah, bro. Like
which
he
is
didn't.
government benefit.
He couldn't even buy that beer, bro. And then I had a thought afterward, like, damn, I could have bought the beer for the nigga. But at first, I didn't
Right, he
understand what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, niggas
He
is
needed that beer too.
And that's why I thought to myself, like, I could have bought it for him because it was like, bro, like,
Sorrow,
he
bro.
needed that beer. So it was like,
that, he wanted the fuck out
but
that beer.
I didn't realize what was going on until after he left.
Right.
And then I put two and two together, like, because in my mind, I'm mad. I'm like, bro, what this dude on, bro? Like,
Hurry your ass up.
but then I'm realizing what's happening, and I'm like, oh shit, like, oh okay, like no. Then after he walked out, I thought to myself like, shit, I could have bought the nigga his beer. I don't think he looked like he was Hawaiian or Asian or some shit, but
Nah, but niggas is through, bro. I hear it all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't want to pay for, for the stuff that I do. They don't want to pay. It's too much and all that bullshit, bro. People fucking through, man.
niggas hurt.
Niggas hurt, bro. They live
Niggas
off
hurt.
credit cards, bro. Credit cards and
Yeah.
going on from one credit card to another credit card, switching all that shit up, bro. It's just, bro. It's a clusterfuck in here, bro.
Yeah, beautiful.
Good.
You know,
The
but
bubble.
that's the result of wickedness, man. See what we're witnessing. It says, hath an end. I can't quote it.
They divided.
It says
That's what I'm mixing in. But no, wickedness hath an end. I might be quoting that mark, but it's a certain precept I'm thinking of, man. When it says wickedness hath an end, man.
This is wicked come to an end.
You know, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's keep going.
Okay. Daniel's 8 and 25.
Cause I could be just mixing precepts together.
Yeah, it
bro.
says
Like,
let the wickedness of the wicked have come to an end. That's one of them.
'cause I know that I might be mixing that mark about
Where is that?
being divided.
Psalm 79.
7.
Yeah.
But this society can't continue as it is, man. A debt-based society, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Born into that.
soon like it's going to implode. It's going to implode upon it. It can't sustain itself, man. You know. What you got?
Daniel 8 and 25, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
Mm-hmm.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
And that's that incurable disease that the Lord smote him with, man. You know, I believe that's 2 Maccabees, the 9th chapter. You can read that, and how Antiochus suffered. You know, but applying that into what? To today's time, and how this devil think he's going to war against the Heavenly Father and His Son. What it says what did Ezra say? He seen him. He neither lift his sword nor spear, but he sent out of his breath as it was. You know. So it says he's going to be broken without hand, man. You see? Well, let's go back to Revelation.
You want that Daniel 3?
Yeah, you just go back to the Revelation and then we can.
This is Revelation 13 and verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Right, and it's speaking, meaning what? He put it into law. Wrote it into law as a policy, man. As something that has to be followed. And if you don't follow that, you should be killed. Yes, sir.
This
Because killed don't necessarily have to be put to death right away. Now that could be, because the days we're coming into, bro, it's gonna be firing squad. It's gonna be executions. Like, nah, nigga, you ain't with it. Boom.
Guillotines.
Years ago, starting with our apostles, we was bringing out the red list, the blue list.
King Alfred.
The FEMA kill list.
So there's different. If I'm not mistaken, the blue list was labeled for those that can be re-educated. So it was like, these niggas, they gonna conform. We can re-educate them and get them right. But the red list, do away with them. I could be wrong in the colors, you know, but one of them was labeled as they could be re-educated. We can get these niggas to conform. When I mean niggas, I'm talking about society. I ain't just talking about Jake. And you had the one list where they was like, no, these people got to be executed.
And it describes them as street preachers, on people that have online followers, pretty much. That's against their agenda. It gave you category, and pretty much we fell into that category. We fell into the category of the red list. And then
They show you that on different movies. You know, the movie Contagion, the brothers premiered with the movie Contagion. You had a certain individual. He was like a podcast dude, and he was the one he was like a Christopher Green type nigga.
Yep.
That's what they try to get first.
And then that's because that's beautiful. You said that because
they killed his ass, right?
no, he ended up performing if I remember correctly.
Shit.
But you're gonna have certain individuals like Christopher Greens and the Dabu Sevens and these guys that actually, you know, they gonna have to go after those guys as well, man. And certain of those guys is on the list, like, nope, eradicate this nigga. Certain of those guys is on the re-educate, you know.
Yeah. And typically what they do, like you mentioned, like, you know, they'll come to them and they'll try and make them conform first. You know, and if they don't conform, then that's when they like, all right, let's get rid of this nigga.
They offer them money, incentives.
Yeah, and that's what the Maccabee, or that's what happened with Antiochus. You know, you had Judas Maccabee's father, their father. They had the I forget what his position was, like a guard or a soldier, whatever. When they was doing them wicked sacrifices and getting everybody to come, they came to him. They was like, look, you got these children, you got brethren, you got
You a man of influence.
Yeah.
He said you a leader of the city.
Yeah, so like,
And
hey,
you should be
spit
the
on
first to
business.
fulfill the king's commandment.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they went into the prominent men who had influence.
Right.
Mhm.
And that's what they're gonna do, you know. And a lot of and we saw it happen with the Jews. All right, who would they use? Entertainers, Jake, and they all up there pushing the juice and everything like that, man. Getting the rest of the people to conform, because once again, like we was talking about on the line, Esau is about being as efficient as possible.
And then you know, speak as a man, but he paid these false Israelite groups, man. You know, you a coward. You a coward if you think like what?
No cowards. We made it through the
They
crack.
talking about
The
that
nigga said the devil know you ain't gonna take it and it ain't for you, so that's what he thinking you supposed to take it. I forgot how that nigga said what he said. He tried to spin it. And I was like, bro, that shit don't make no sense, nigga. What?
Y'all HBK, I pretty much just go with what y'all say.
You know, so for these individuals, man, you know, and you know I seen the video, man. I've seen the video, Joe, because Bishop Nate did a video, and it was a woman. I forgot her profession. I want to say she was a nurse.
Yeah, the nurse.
But she spoke about, you know, whether she should take it or not. And then Bishop Nate said on video, go ahead and take it, sister, because we travel to these different countries, and we gotta take the juice when we enter into these different countries. So you can go ahead and, you know. So I've seen it with my own eyes, man. So I know for a fact Bishop Nate told his people to take it, man. Because you got niggas on the comment board. Bishop Nate never said it. Where the evidence?
He was sitting at home, like he was sitting at home.
Yeah, it wasn't like a classroom setting.
Yes. I remember that video too.
He did that video, man.
Still got it. He always listen.
You see, and that's beautiful, man. In case the receipts need to be brought up, you
They
know.
got receipts. Yeah,
Jerry Yohana, he sat down on Sinetta with Sinetta, and he doubled down on
Captain Cesaria too.
said, well, I'm gonna take it just to show it ain't no coward. And these are Israelite leaders, man.
Yeah, well, it's just like we was talking about. I think it might have been on the line briefly. All right, in the Josephus, you read about how they suborned different Israelite leaders to tell Jake to go to the temple. All right, when 70 AD was happening, man. Now, the Romans paid them Israelite leaders to tell them to do that to make it an easy slaughter. All right, but if you were following the apostles' doctrine that they got from Yahweh Shai, that they continue to push forward, what did Yahweh Shai say? When you see those armies compassed about Jerusalem, flee to the mountains. But you have false Israelite leaders during that time that were saying, go to the temple. What happened to them niggas? Got they ass mowed down. You read about it in Josephus, but they paid off Israelite leaders to do that. So you don't think he's gonna run the same play? We're reading about the plays that he ran before. He was going to the people, the prominent positions to get the rest of the people
The
submit.
nigga is not original, bro. The nigga run the same play over and over again,
Right, and
bro.
you think these niggas finna stand
Then the nigga
stiffly?
flip it. Don't you know, like on Madden,
Oh yeah,
you can run a play, but you can flip it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Just gonna run it on the left side.
Yeah, instead of running right, I'm gonna run left.
Right.
Nigga, it's the same play. You know?
Yep.
This nigga running the same play.
And that's how we know these Israelite leaders, they're gonna do the same thing. Majority of these cats is gonna go ahead and tell you to get the seat here. Alright? They're gonna go tell, you got niggas like you said, this nigga telling you to profane the Sabbath and trying to justify it. Just like back then, they had arguments on how they were using scriptures to justify. They was.
Well, during the time of the Maccabees, bro, I think them same whole ass niggas, Joe. Because it's talking about Jason. He brought he made him wear a hat.
Yeah,
He brought it into the Greekish fashion. But then you had Alcimaeus. You had Jason, Alcimaeus. You had his other brother, Menelaus. I think that was his name, Joe. So it was, bro. It was just a bunch of whole ass niggas, Joe, during the time of Maccabees, man, who were Israelites, man.
Yeah, and it was fucking up their own people for their own glory or their own motives, man.
So you got these same niggas today. Salakia, go
No,
ahead.
so like, cause the scripture says what? I believe it says people that hate their own countrymen or something like that.
Yeah, yep. He said he bear deadly hatred against his own people, man.
Because Menelaus, he wanted a nice position, didn't he?
He wanted to be, desired to be priest.
I believe Menelaus was Jason's brother.
Jason, doing that with
But if I remember, different
right,
names
yes.
and, Simon was one of them.
Okay, he might have been there. But yeah, man, and it's gonna be the same thing in this time period, man. Once again,
Yeah, one of those guys was a Benjamite.
yeah, he wanted that. I knew it was a Benjaminite that wanted that position. It's like, bro, you a whole Benjamin.
Because you had Onias, then you had his brother. I think his brother was Jason.
That,
Then they had another
big
brother,
raps.
It was just a bunch of whole ass niggas, man.
Selling out their people, leading them to the slaughter, didn't care, Same niggas now. You got niggas that know that what we teaching is right, but they'll rather buck up against it because
A nigga will tell you add unto the law. You add unto the word of the Lord by saying that having sex on the Sabbath, you profaning.
and then making
Niggas, what? You're like,
Shut
nigga, you the nigga that's adding. But then you gonna say, like, you can't prove that. Bro, nigga, it's proven, bro. You profane the Sabbath by becoming unclean. You defile yourself on the Sabbath, you become unclean.
sex defiles you.
And sex defiles you. Not eating ice cream.
It's that easy.
Not reading the Bible. Read the Bible, it's a pleasure. Reading the Bible doesn't defile you. Eating ice cream on the Sabbath because it's your pleasure, it doesn't defile you. And these dudes want to play on the emotions of people, but at the end of the day, the elect is going to get it.
Everybody's falling for their lies.
And the rest were blinded, man. So to hell with anybody else, man.
Yep.
The scriptures, the Lord told us through the mouth of the prophets, man, through what's written. He said, seek out the glory for such as be like thee. You see? There's another one in Sirach, if I'm not mistaken, but it says, be continually with a godly man.
Now, notice that.
Let just men eat and drink at that table. So to hell with everybody else, man. This message is being put forth. Whoever can get it, beautiful. Whoever can't, beautiful. To hell with you people that can't get it. So let's keep reading.
Sirach 34 and verse 21. It says, the bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood.
Right. So that if you don't bow the knee to the image, if you don't follow along with the policies and the requirements, your bread can be cutting off. And we had a small example of that in 2020 when you had individuals that decided not to take the juice and they were fired from their job because of that. Or that they didn't have the juice card to show that they had it, then they couldn't go into different stores and they couldn't shop and they couldn't go throughout society. That's cutting off the needy from their bread, you see? So that's a form of killing them. So Esau, Edom cutting off people from society by not conforming to the image, that's a way of killing, you see? And that's what's going to take place. If you're not willing to take the seat, you're going to be cut off from society, man. You're not going to be able to go to work. You're not going to be able to have the or
Luxury.
Access to go into these
grocery stores to shop, but you need money to do that.
pay rent.
And you ain't gonna be able to pay your rent. But what I was thinking of is what is that? The UBI,
University.
you know. So everybody have a certain amount that they get every month, man.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to get that.
Stimulus.
And what did they show in the first Purge? You know, the movie
Incentives.
with all the Jakes, man. It's such credit. You can get this at school. You know. Because I was gonna say, because if the whole Wi-Fi clip, he ain't just gonna clip the signal.
Right, it could
He gonna clip the Wi-Fi to the whole house. Like, send it.
Nigga said something. We good though. We good. We
You
good.
good? All right. Go ahead. Lord's will. All right. Yep.
Back in Sirach 34 and verse 22, he that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder.
Well, it's not gonna be, man, it's gonna be bad when you start taking pensions and retirement funds. These Edomites, man, they're gonna go nuts over that shit, man. They're gonna be. There was a lot of people losing big money when the pandemic was going on. Motherfuckers losing thousands, tens of thousands of dollars out there, retirement, their pensions, they, 401k, was losing bread. Niggas was in an uproar of that. They figured out they not touching none of that, bro. Them old Edomites have been out for decades, man. And all they talk about is how many guns they got. Them niggas work overtime to get guns, bruh. Alright, they gonna use them motherfucking weapons, man.
Yeah.
They work overtime to try to fill that pension.
And they show you a lot of this shit once again. Yes, and I'm referencing movies again. They show you a lot of this shit in movies, man. You know, this is one movie I'm thinking of, Joe. The CEO, the owner dude, he used everybody's pensions. I want to say it's a movie with Ben Stiller and fucking and Eddie Murphy, if I'm remembering the plot to this movie. You know, but anyway, it's a movie I'm thinking of where the owner, the company went bankrupt. So what he did was all his employees' pensions, Joe, is doing the same shit.
Oh, Tower Heist.
That's the movie with Ben Stiller and Eddie Murphy. That could be the plot, though.
That's what it says. It says a group of hardworking guys find out they fall victim to their wealthy employer's Ponzi scheme.
Okay, so then you know, then that's the one I'm thinking of.
We good, dog.
Tower Heist. But they show you in these different movies, man. You got these different Fortune 500 owners, chairmen, and even the board members, bro. Like these niggas, when they start losing money, bro, it's like, nah, bro. They all in cahoots to fucking nigga. We finna take what's left and you know, ride high. You know.
Well, we see, so like, because we seen it with right before the scandemic, man, with the Crown Royal.
Right,
What ended up happening? You have people that look into those markets and different things, come to realize that all these billionaire CEOs, multi-million-dollar companies, they all sold out. They sold their what's it called? They sold their stocks.
Yep.
You know, and their portions that they had within those companies before everything went to shit, man. You know.
It shows you a little bit of that movie, Leave the World Behind. You know, that Mahershala Ali character, he was the insider tracking
Right.
people's money.
Right.
Yeah,
And
they
he got
told him.
that. Yeah, he got that tip off. Like, yeah, you might wanna save up. You
He
might
said, I
wanna take
can't
some
tell
money.
you exactly what's happening, but you know, and he gave him that little hint. And he's like, yeah, I talked to him every day, and da. He was acting weird, and next thing you know, this shit happens, man. And it happened what? On the sudden. It happened on the sudden. It's gonna catch you reading yesterday at the camp, man. Suddenly,
You
shit's gonna hit the
You
fan.
niggas that ain't watching.
On the
See
way
the
that
elites
you
on the right side, which what the prophets, they're looking forward to it. It's not going to catch them unawares.
Can't wait.
And also, what the elites on the left hand side is what you said. Dude warned him,
Yeah.
so they had a warning. So it's going to catch these regular people unawares, but these elites on the left hand side, they don't have fair warning, man. Just like when 9/11 came, You had certain people that got warned where they didn't go to work that day.
Shut up.
Don't come to work.
You know, it's very convenient that these niggas decide not to come to work today.
Another movie in 2012, just because I watched it, a few months ago. All the rich motherfuckers that that they were up there with the wealthy. They had told them they were already planning, so they were trying to get on that on the ark.
Right.
That is. You see a good visual.
Yep.
Wasn't the
But that's what Esau looks at his technology, Joe. This technocracy is his ark. Like,
Yeah.
this is his salvation.
Yeah.
You know, and whoever take that see him, you're saying that that's your salvation.
yeah.
That's how serious it is, man. While God's talking about, yeah, get that out your mind. Why, like, bro, this is how serious it is, man. See why these guys want to make light of the situation or tell you that, oh, well, yeah, sin is in your mind, and then you perform it. So did we have the mark of the beast before we came into the truth? Because nigga, sin was completely, we was in the way of the Gentiles. Sin was in our mind, and we was performing all manners of abomination and wicked acts.
Where's the previous sword?
You know? Yeah, what's the grievous sword? The grievous sword gonna fall upon all the men that receive the MOTB in their hand or in their forehead.
What's the hour of temptation?
A grievous mark fell on them. Or a grievous sword, Salakia. That's what it said, a grievous sword. So what is that? See, while these guys try to debunk the Revelation of the 13th chapter, they never go and answer all the other questions, man. The grievous sword, what is that?
What does the word mark mean right there?
Doing it again.
Mark.
Right. Yeah, them niggas watching close.
But then it says, we gonna read it. Let's go back.
Back in Revelation 13 and verse 16, it says, and he caused the dog, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Or in their forehead. The way they say is sin is formed in your mind,
So dumb,
and then
man.
you perform it in your action, which is in your hand. It didn't say in your forehead and your hand.
Yeah.
It said
Or.
forehead or hand. It's one or the other. But the way that they explain it, trying to say it's sin, it's both of them.
I don't see why they're
Reeves,
conflating
bro.
this.
Yeah, why are you like Paul wrote into us, man?
Man.
These dudes is a smart fool, man. Go ahead.
And that no man might buy or sell.
Do what?
Buy or sell.
So when you go into the grocery store, you gotta tell the clerk, yeah, I did a little adultery this morning.
Okay.
Come on, man. You want to be able to sell and have, the internet waves, man.
And this could save your soul over than listening to that
It shows
4K
you.
ass.
Yeah. No, it's like it,
No,
bro.
listen to that 4K ass bullshit with the explosions in the back
Well, no, what I was gonna say, man, it shows you how important this topic is because look, why is the internet all?
Yeah.
As many times we do the Spirit Like the Wind every week, bro. There'll never be really issues like that, man. But now the topic that we're touching, that we're speaking on and going into, now it's real choppy, man. It's keep skipping.
You're gonna say the same thing again.
And we're gonna keep saying the same things.
If you missed out.
You can't stop it. And that's why they're just gonna have to cut the internet. They show you just gonna have to cut the internet completely because it's already out there, man. The word has gone. Have they not heard? Yes, verily their sound went into all the world, man. So pretty soon they just gonna chop in that period, man. It's gonna be a famine of the word, as the prophecy says in the book of Amos. See, ain't nothing you niggas can do to stop prophecy, man.
Yeah.
You niggas can be on your knees for Esau all you want. That's just not gonna stop his downfall. All right.
And a part of the prophecy is how this devil. One of the ways he could implement it, man. Because we see the value of the dollar is constantly going down and the price of living is going up as a result of it. Right? It's taking more money to buy less food, more and more. Each day we wake up, man.
Man.
You see? And that could all add to what? To the collapse of this system into ushering in of what? The digital age, man. And that's written. In the book of Genesis, let's pull that as well. I don't know if you was holding something, but we're going to pull that as well, because it says that they couldn't buy or sell save he that had the M-A-R-K, right? And with the number of his name. But go into Genesis where it says money failed, and how they offered themselves unto the Pharaoh after what? After money failed, man. So this is how these people are going to seek to the government. They're going to offer themselves unto the government, unto that beast. They're going to offer themselves unto that system, man. Because what's going to take place, Zechariah, if I'm not mistaken, there was a crashing from the fish gate. Now that's going into the destruction that took place during the Babylonian siege, right? And when the Babylonians came in, you know, you can read that in the book of Kings, in the book of Jeremiah, you know. But just applying it to today's time, that merchant city of Maktesh is where the merchants dwelt, right? Or the fish gate is where they sold fish. So that can be likened unto what? It's the marketplace, which can be likened unto Wall Street. And once that collapses, man, it's going to have a chain reaction. You see? So this can be also a way that this devil can implement this, man. And this is how he's going to promote it as salvation. Like I said, that's why I said this is a part of his arc. This is a part of his salvation that he's going to bring. See, this system is flawed. So we're moving to a new system where it's going to be a better system, right?
That's the only way to get in.
Constantly build back better.
Yeah.
Make America great again. You see? The new norm, like this is what they're pushing. But you got it, bro.
Genesis. Go ahead. You got it.
Just Genesis 47:15, it says, when money faileth in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in the presence, for the money faileth.
Right, because the money failed, man. So this is what's going to take place. This dollar is going to collapse. And these people, you know, they're going to go to the government. See, Joseph represented the government then, man. But applying this to what? Modern day Egypt today, here in America. And that's why Isaiah 30 says, woe unto thee that go down to Egypt for help. That's why we're being taught now through the gospel, through the Holy Spirit. Like, look, when society collapses, we're going to depend upon Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua to feed us, man. Isaiah the 10th chapter, the remnant shall no longer stay upon him that smote him. So we're not looking to this devil for anything. It's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua that provide us the wool, the flax, the clothing, like it says in Hosea, man. But go ahead.
Verse 16, it says, and Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle. That year was ended. They came to him the same year unto him.
That shows you the thing, man. It says they trade that for bread. And that's going to get these people to submit as well. All right? Not having access to food and needing that, that's going to be a key triggering component to make people comply. That's why in the book of 2nd Ezra, I think it's the
15.
huh.
2nd Ezra chapter 15, and I'll start at verse 18. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall they may have no favor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Right, so that shows you one of the main reasons why it's going to get so violent out here. All right, the love of many waxing cold. You know, all these different things that's leading into it, but that lack of bread is going to be key.
You're not
You know?
yourself when you're hungry. You motherfucker acting like just hangry as fuck. In some of them commercials, it's like nigga acting like a straight up monster or whatever. It's like it's acting like a demon.
Well, they show you that in the Snicker commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it be like, you're not yourself. So you get a nigga a Snicker and he bite it, and all of a sudden he back to his normal self.
Yeah. Because when people get hungry, people get
Oh yeah.
violent, man.
Oh, yeah.
And nigga, Tupac said it, man. We see you up in there eating,
Knock
you
on
hungry,
your
we
door.
gonna knock first. We're gonna knock a little louder. You know what I'm saying? Then eventually we're gonna kick the door in and come and take the food. You know, that's what happens. So whoever got food is gonna get violent. Like, motherfuckers gonna, as the prophecy says, they're gonna search the houses with the sword.
Yep.
We're not
Like
saying
the bread
anything crazy. This is all throughout history. When famine happens, people get violent. Cannibalism takes place. Cannibalism is in history. Okay? Cannibalism is in history. When there's a lack of food, people start to kill each other for that food. All we're saying is it's going to happen again, but it's going to be worse.
Larger scale.
It's gonna be and it's judgment from the Lord. You act like we're saying something crazy. Everything that we talking about has happened before, but it's just gonna be worse in these times that we're living in. You're just so caught up in this modern world with technology that you don't see it happening. All right, but that's why it's gonna catch you off guard and unaware. All right, you got it though.
Genesis 47:18, it says, when that year was ended, they came unto the second year and said unto him, we would not hide it from my Lord, how that our money is spent. My Lord also have our herds of cattle.
And that's why also I was going to mention in Revelation, the 6th chapter, it talks about that black horse with the balances. All right, it says, let a measure of wheat be sold for a penny. You know, that's what? A day's wages. You know, a day's wages.
Some buck bread.
Yeah, give you some booty bread. You know? But it's showing you like that's a major part of prophecy, man. That famine coming, that lack of bread that comes, that's gonna have people willingly begging to get the relief via the sea hit. If you don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh, a lot of these people just gonna fold in to get that sea hit, man.
Yeah, and like the process of it, you know, it's like you quoted that precept in Revelation 6. It showed you that food was there,
Yeah,
but look how much it cost,
yeah. Inflation.
and everybody won't be able to afford that, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking of that movie Civil War that just recently came out when they had pulled up to the gas station, and she was like looking for gas. You know, I got I think she said 300, 600. You know, he was like three, whatever the amount he said. He said that's only gonna get your ass a sandwich, cheese or ham. And that's crazy. Like, and then she mentioned Canadian. She was like, no, I got 300 or 600, whatever amount she said. She said, no, I got it in Canadian dollars. And that's when he looked at her like, okay, you can get the gas then. Because that showed you that the American money wasn't worth shit. $300 only got her ass a sandwich, bro. Imagine $300 give your ass a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Not even the jelly, just peanut butter.
That's like 2 days of work for one sandwich that you're gonna have to split with your family.
And a lot of people don't even make 300 a day. So like you said, two days of work.
Yeah. You work fucking
Some people 3
16
days,
hours.
like, you know.
You work 16 hours for a sandwich that you're gonna have to split with your family of 4. You know, we was going into that in the line.
Yesterday, yeah.
You know, and that numbers are where the Lord said it should be 10 women baking the bread in one oven. You know, that's 10 families. You know what I'm saying? One, you know.
And even when the government started rationing out food, you might have a family of 7. The ration they gonna give your ass is probably enough for only 2.
Yeah.
So now you gotta divvy that up between you and your family now, man.
Yep. And a lot of people ain't gonna be that generous for that long. Yeah, father, you might split it up first couple times. Niggas start getting hungry, that's when weird shit start happening. Violence.
When he ain't getting satisfied,
Right.
you know,
You
he
know,
realized like, nigga, I'm the one that's going out getting this food, and I gotta bring it back,
to this
and I'm only getting this little
Right.
portion.
Yeah, I mean, they show you that in different shows. You know, like the person that goes and gets the food, they'll take some for themselves.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
eat on the way.
This is all I had.
So I could get.
Yeah, crumbs all in the nigga face.
This nigga got crumb in his ear. Nigga tore that shit up. You know? But these are real life scenarios that's gonna be happening, man. And this will be a part of the judgment because of what? Not taking heed to these words.
You know, a while ago, well, I know brothers got better memory than me, but it's that one story that pretty much it was like how quick shit can change. It was a family, I believe, in the middle class or
Yeah,
upper
we
class.
brought it out yesterday online.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they was upper middle class, man.
Yeah,
And it showed you how fast,
Daughter prostituted.
you know, they life, you know, progressed, you know.
Well, we see real life. I mean, you can really just look up real life scenarios in Venezuela. Now, even years back, when Venezuela was going through all that chaos, you had prominent women that were teachers, lawyers, doctors.
Yep.
You know, spend all this time getting college education, everything
They
like
had
that.
to take their ass over to Brazil to prostitute themselves.
Yep. Just provide for their families. You You
So
know?
imagine this bitch that's used to talking down. She a lawyer or a doctor. You know. Now her ass in a shack
Selling bottles.
going through 8-9 men in a day,
For
and
sandwich.
that's me lowballing
For the sandwich.
For sandwich.
just to bring back food. You know,
Yep.
back to her family,
And
man.
these is literal accounts. You could articles today of what back then. A lot more. When we was talking about that situation happening, imagine you waiting in line for 3-4 hours to get some food, and then they get to the point where you ain't got no more. We're shut off today. You know how impatient these people get to fighting over nothing. Niggas be fighting outside of fucking gyms,
Right.
brawls, over nothing. So here, that shit gonna be crazy, man. And that's why it says in the book of Revelation, it says how power was given unto him to destroy in the fourth part of the earth, roughly paraphrasing it, to kill and destroy. You know, that's here in America. So what happens here is gonna be crazy, man.
Bro, niggas already go crazy because the ice cream machine at McDonald's don't work. So niggas is already going crazy over that shit. There's a nigga that posted a TikTok. That nigga was going crazy, bro.
Or the chicken sandwich
Right,
at
right.
Popeyes.
Yeah, the chicken machine don't work.
That nigga said, I'm tired of you niggas that don't have this on. Never. Then why is it here? That nigga was mad, bro. And that's ice cream, bro.
Yeah, so just imagine, like we always mention, just imagine these potions. And what I mean by potions, I'm talking about these medications, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, without it,
You know,
They're codependent.
we always mention that the Edomite
Yeah,
cat.
yeah, he
was
was
on the
shaking
line.
and shit.
He was
If I don't
shaking and
take
shit,
it,
and I asked him like, bro, you nervous? You scared or something? What you shaking for? My medication makes me shake. I'm like, man, maybe you should stop taking that shit. He said, no, if I do, I kill myself. He was dead serious, bro.
And then he did some push-ups.
That nigga really crowd
That nigga did
And
half
it
a
was like,
push-up.
okay, yeah, the side effect is you shaking, but if you stop taking it, you will kill yourself, nigga.
That's what Esau wants. I want to take motherfucking money.
So when people can't get those medications that suppress those spirits, that
Oh, it's over with.
you know that make their ass docile and
Bro, even the vapes, them motherfuckers
Bro.
vape, bro. It's actually, bro, and it's crazy because, bro, there's grown men. You usually see that with like these women and shit.
Right.
There's grown men at my job, bro. I'm like, bro, this nigga's making more. This nigga's supposed to call the shots, and he addicted to a damn vape. And this nigga up in here, this nigga up in here making more money than me. I'm like, this nigga's a fucking teenage girl with this damn vape, man.
niggas be getting high every day off that shit, at work, everything, and it's like, bro, when that shit, when you ain't got access to motherfuckers, they don't know how to deal with reality now. They're escaping to that, degree. What are they gonna do when it's real hard times and they don't have access to it? They're gonna fucking flip out.
Caffeine addicts,
Yeah.
nicotine addicts, all these different addictions, social media addictions. These people got addictions to a bunch of different things.
attention.
Yeah,
You got
and
certain bitches,
bro.
man, they addicted to attention, man. You had that one broad, she accidentally erased her Instagram or some shit,
That shit
man.
got deleted.
I got
I think they deleted her shit.
And that bitch broke out and crying. And, oh, that's my life. And
I don't know if Jake ever seen the cartoon. It's called Fairly Odd Parents. There was an episode where he wished that him and the bitch he liked would be the only people on the earth or something like that. Bro, that bitch was going crazy because she wasn't getting attention from other people and shit. That's how I imagine it, what Jake said, these bitches, man. That when social media is gone,
their attention was.
when motherfuckers are trying to survive and not worried about getting some box and shit, like, bro, it's gonna be wild.
This is Luke 23 and 31. It says, for if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in the dry? Just to back up what the brother's been going into, we're coming into the time when there's gonna be a dry tree, right? There's not gonna be, they're not gonna have, people aren't gonna have all the outlets and resources that they got now, and they're doing the things that they're doing now. So how much more these times we're coming into?
It's not gonna be readily accessible.
And they'll tell you too, man. You just ask a nigga, man, would you eat a human if you was starving? 'Cause I did that, man, and it's like, hell yeah, shit, that nigga gotta go. I gotta eat. Yeah, they just so random. I mean, they'll say it right now with
Boosie
this.
said that shit too.
Yeah.
Boosie said, nigga, I eat ham,
I
I eat pork, I eat people, pussy, all that shit. Just all right.
How the fuck
Won't
I
know how
got
you eat all that shit. You know?
Yeah, flicking off the Most High.
Yeah.
That's what you
Then a
gotta
nigga
show.
gets shot,
Yeah.
or those diabetes get to acting up, and all of a sudden you pray for me. God, hope God is good.
God give me an answer. Why I got cancer?
Y'all see what that nigga Charles White was saying? He said he want the white Jesus because he let him do
Smoke
whatever
weed?
he want, and all he
Yeah.
gotta do is repent. And he was saying F, y'all Hebrew,
Yep.
y'all Hebrew God. He was straight up saying that, man.
Man, bro.
He was like bold as fuck. Lord gonna judge that. Lord gonna judge all these people,
He
man.
already judged. That nigga got one eye. That nigga got a glass eye.
Nigga,
And these are
glass
niggas that's
eye.
talking reckless to the Heavenly Father, man.
Wow, bro.
Niggas that's supposed to be humble, bro. Like, nigga, you got one eye, bro. You know, like straight up, bro. These are people who are with deformities, and these niggas, the Lord already showed, like, nigga, I can fuck you up, bro. Look at Boosie, bro.
He had cancer.
Cancer, diabetes, nigga got shot.
He was in a wheelchair for a period of time.
Yeah, that's when he got shot.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, bro, bro, fucked up, bro. You fucked up, bro, and you still proud as fuck. But that's that image. That's what Esau promotes, man.
Pride.
You know?
Pride of life.
But go ahead. We got more in that, Genesis?
I'll finish it out. It says, my Lord also have our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my Lord, but our bodies and our lands. Wherefore shall we die before thy eyes, both we and our land?
Mm-hmm.
Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die,
You see?
that the land be not desolate.
That's it. So he said what? We will be servants. So that's what these people are going to do, man.
Yes.
They're going to bow their knee to this system, man, and they're going to take that seed up. They're going to be willing to be perpetual servants, because that's what that seed up represents. It's electronic or a digital all. Go ahead.
It said, and Joseph brought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them, so the land became Pharaoh's.
Mm-hmm.
And as for the people, he removed them to cities from one end to the border of Egypt.
If you control the food, you control the people. They had all the food source, so all the people belong to them. Y'all want to eat, you got to come to me.
So now he was able to employ them wherever he needed them.
Yep. And that's what Esau's got to get ready to do. He's got to set up, he got to make you work in whatever he needs you to do. He's going to make you build up his little cities, his little 15-minute. Nigga, you getting a fixed income, and you going to be working, this is the job you going to be doing.
Yep. And when you read that, you ain't got to read no more. But when you read that, it goes into how Joseph didn't purchase the Egyptian priests. He didn't purchase their lands. And later on, after the time of Joseph, there was an actual account in history where you had priests wrote unto the Pharaoh of their time, and they brought up that situation, like, hold on, showing you that situation actually happened. Why they try to discredit Joseph never lived, and the Bible's, it didn't happen, it's all an allegory. Well, here it is, you had priests that lived, the Egyptian priests that lived in a certain time period, man. They wrote into their Pharaoh of that time, and this is history that brothers can search out. They wrote into the Pharaoh of their time, referencing that and saying, look, you gotta honor this of what was put in during that time, man. So if that was a fairy tale, they wouldn't go back into something that never happened in order for them to verify that the land belonged to them.
Right.
You know? So that's just a side note on history.
Come on, man.
But let's go back.
I had a quick precept.
Yep.
Exodus 21 and verse 5. It says, and if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. So, all these people is gonna fall into that category, man. Except for the elect. All right, they love it here. They don't see nothing past here. See, you have to be able to see past America, all right, in order to reject America. If this all you see, you got the mentality of the wicked in that Wisdom of Solomon, you know, the second chapter that the brother was reading, and you can't see something after this, all right, and that and acknowledge that the Lord is, you know, has a kingdom that's being established right now and will reign on this earth, then you're gonna go onto these sea hipping stations, and you're gonna roll your sleeve up, all right, and you're gonna get that sea hip, man, okay, and you're gonna be a perpetual slave like that was going into. Now this was a custom back in the ancient days. All right, you're labeling your product. All right, like what you would do with cattle, you brand them to show ownership. Well, that's what Esau is doing. Starting with the elites, that's what he's doing with you niggas, man. All right, the people of this world. He's branding you with that MARK, with that CHIP, to show what? To show ownership. To show that you belong to him. So it's deeper than you niggas just think, oh yeah, you think just a sea hip and you, which that's fucking bugged out. Why would you even do that anyway? But it's idolatry, man. You worshiping another god and doing that.
Yeah, it's a
Just-
badge of servitude.
A badge of servitude, like the brother said, man. You can learn that just by going into the words in that Revelations 13 and 16 and on down, man. Charagma is what? It's an incision. Alright? That word M-A-R-K goes back to the Greek word charagma, which means an incision, an engraving, an etching, showing you it's something physical. Alright? And to further prove that it's physical, that Revelation was a 16. That's what you got. Go ahead.
This is Revelation 16:2. And the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the
The beast, man.
MOTB.
The MOTB.
MOTB.
Alright? So a grievous sword. That's physical. If you get the, it's not talk. How could it be talking about sin? Everybody sins, so that means everybody should have this grievous sword. What y'all teaching, it don't line up. It don't add up. Swiss cheese ass doctrine, man. Holes all in it. Go ahead.
It says which had the MOTB, and upon them which worshipped his image.
And your worship, that's the stamp. You know, you're a worshiper of his image. You're a worshiper of the beast, man.
And that worship, one of the synonyms is serve.
Mm-hmm.
So you're serving the image, meaning you're in line with what this devil was saying, man.
You're serving.
You know, you're a servant. In Romans it says, you know, to whom ye yield your servants to obey, whom servants ye are, to whom ye obey. So that's who you worship, man. So if you in service of this devil and his image, his laws, his policies, then that's what it is. Go ahead.
Now that word for sore is the Greek word helkos. And it says a wound, especially a wound producing a discharge, plus a sore and ulcer. Now you go into that word ulcer, just looking it up in the New Oxford American Dictionary. It says an open sore on an external or internal surface of the body caused by a break in the skin.
That's it. Caused by the break in the skin. So going back into Revelation 13, let's go back to that and go into the Greek word M-A-R-K.
Revelations chapter 13 and 16, it says, and he caused the dog,
36
both
and 6.
small and he caused the dog, both small and, you got a precept or what?
Now I'm starting to hear.
So
Forehead.
there's going to be a break in the skin in their hand or in their forehead. That's what it's saying. Let's go into it.
That word M-A-R-K goes charagma. Says of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Mashiach, anti-Messiah. The mark branded upon horses, being carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images.
Right, and it should go into incision.
It says, when you go to the Strong's definition, it is a scratch or etching stamped as a badge of servitude or sculpture figure graven mark.
Right, so that's a break in the skin, man. So it goes into an incision. You see? When you back in the ancient world, when you sculpt something, you would take that sharp chisel and you would break the rock off, man. Well, how do you chisel something into flesh? Well, you have what? An instrument that's a cannula. Let's go into the next one.
The root word goes. So the root word of charagma is karox,
Mhm.
which means a pale or stake, a palisade.
Which that's the instrument that they use to insert
Mhm.
the device. Go ahead.
It says a palisade or a rampart pales between which earth, stones, trees, or timbers are heaped and packed together.
Right, so it's showing you that it's something that's physical. While these guys want to continue to harp on, see, it's sin, it's all its forms. You see, you think of the sin, and then you perform it with your hand. No, this is going into something physical, man. A physical device that's going to be placed within the body.
Right.
Go ahead.
Strong's definition, it says to sharpen to a point through the idea of scratching.
Yep.
A stake, by implication a palisade or rampart, military mound for circumvallation in a siege.
Right.
Trench.
And that's what the same word it uses when Yahweh Shah said they shall
Lay a trench about
lay a
it.
trench about thee, man.
And
You know, in the ancient
yeah.
world, you would take those palisades, you would hammer them down and like make a border, man.
That would be a marking system as well, you know? Mark boundaries and territories, and, you know?
So that all goes into what? The device and the instrument it used to implant it. Goes to the next one.
The root word of karox goes back to grapho. It says to write with reference to the form of letters, to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment paper, or other material.
So what that's telling us is that within that device, you're going to have all your information, your bank information, your life information, and what I mean by that is your social security, your birth certificate, the day you was born, it's your ID, where you live, criminal record, bank records, medical records. All that is going to be available and readily accessible upon that device, man. You see?
It says to commit to writing things not.
Man. And to those who trust within the society or within the system, it's going to overtake you. Let's get those precepts I called.
It's Isaiah 36 and 6. It says, "Lo, thou trustest in the staff of your full hand and piercing."
So you leaning on the society, you're going to get that what? That charagma in your hand, man. And the Lord is pervert. He's using this allegory. He's using it to say, you're using this place as a support to hold you up. Imagine walking with a cane that got a crack in it. And then you go to put your weight on it, and then it snaps. Boom! You know? So that's what's going to happen to those that trust in this society, man. Hit that Ezekiel for me.
This is Ezekiel chapter 29 and verse 6. It says, and all the inhabitants of Egypt shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, because they have been a staff of reed to the house of Israel.
So they've been a support unto the house of Israel, a staff of reed. Keep going.
When they took hold of thee.
When Israel took hold of Egypt as what? As that support, what happened?
By thy hand thou didst break and rend all their shoulder, and when they leaned upon thee, thou breakest and madest all their loins to be at a stand.
You see? So the Lord gonna break this place, man, in the confidence that these people have in this place. You see? Now do me a favor, man, to look up reed.
That's mine. Oh,
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right, so the blue letter says reed, stalk, bone, balances, stalk, water plant, reed, calamus, aromatic, reed.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't got to read all of them, just get the ones that apply.
That was, let's see, resemblance, this is in the Strong's definition, by resemblance, a rod, shaft, tube, stem. No, that's pretty much it. All right, so then you go into Genesis, Hebrew Chaldee Lexicon. It says Cain, reed, calamus. It says a stalk. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right, I wanted in look up cannula. Because that's what the device is called.
Yeah,
Then it'll give you the root word and then go back to it. Canula.
What you getting? That's mine.
Regular.
I got it.
Regular Google.
Cannula, regular Google. It says a thin tube inserted into a vein or body cavity to administer medicine.
right? And in this sense, it's going to administer that what? MOTB. You see? Go ahead.
It says drain a fluid or insert a surgical instrument.
Right now, on the Google, you should be able to scroll down, Joe, and it'll tell you the etymology on the Google.
Like the origin.
Yeah, it says, oh, Khan. It says early 17th century, Latin, small reed.
Small reed. That's what we read in Isaiah 36. Thou trustest in his broken staff upon his reed. So spiritually connected and in time that in, you're trusting in a society that reed, that cannula, is what's going to pierce your hand and give you that device. And in certain individuals, that device is going to cause cancerous tumors, which is that sword, that grievous sword that we read in Revelation, man.
That's the one for the shot.
Which is shaped like a serpent fang, man.
Yeah. Which is the earliest use of that word, paragma, outside of the Bible. It was used for the fang of a serpent. When you look into the history of that word, the bite of a serpent. Alright, and it looks, the syringe looks just like the fangs of a serpent.
Exactly.
And what
When
comes out of it is poison.
If you ever seen them milk a snake for its venom,
Yeah, they let it bite.
it'll bite on something, and then you will see the fang, and you will see how the venom drip.
Yep.
It's the same way you would take a syringe and you would, push it up, and you could see it drip
Come on,
out
bro.
of the syringe. It
not a
looks
coincidence,
exactly like a fang, man.
The lower code, bro. The lower code is hell.
The brother, have mercy for me, Yahweh. It says when you read, this is a comment I'm reading, it says when you read the 1382 Bible, it used the word character instead of mark. Look up the etymology of the word character.
Yeah, character goes back to chisel.
Yep, so when I go into character on the etym online, it says symbol marked or branded on the body. Symbol or drawing used in sorcery. Alphabetic letter, graphic symbol standing for a sound or syllable. It says engraved mark, also symbol or imprint on the soul. Properly instrument for marking. To engrave. From karox, pointed stake. A word, so it's a, when you go into the Greek, it's a variant of the word karox. Alright? It says pointed stake, and that's pretty much it on that. Yep, that's it. On
Right, so let's go back.
Revelation 13.
Yes. Because you read that Isaiah, you read that Ezekiel, we went into Canula, Because it's just showing you the people that trust in this society, man. They're gonna take that seed hip, and the Lord gonna bring forth the shame. Isaiah 30th chapter, woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help. They that is helping and they that is hoping shall both fall together. So if you going to Esau, Edom, and taking this device, it's not going to be your salvation, man.
Going to them that go to Egypt.
Drewski.
Go ahead.
Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Right, which the name of the beast and the number of his name is both the same thing. It ain't nothing that's separate. You're conflating the two, yeah, because they both the same. Go ahead.
Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for is the number of the man, and his number is 666.
Mm-hmm. And we see that all throughout society, man. You had Elon Musk. What did he change his the Twitter when he purchased Twitter? What did he change it to?
X.
He changed it to X. You also got the Tesla symbol going back to Elon Musk again.
Right.
Those were all ancient forms of what the sixes, man.
Yeah.
And we see it all throughout society, right? And also you can go into what, and it used to be accessible knowledge on Wikipedia. They took that part off, by the way. But a guy's name, George Joseph Lard, right?
All his names are 6.
Which,
6 letters.
when you Google him, it was, don't you know, when you scroll down, it give you those different tabs that you can click. On one of them, it said the mark of the beast 666 controversy. And it had him talking, and he was like, yeah, you know, it was something he was thinking of because each one of his names has 6 letters, which is 666. And he used to think to himself about, damn, what is this and what is that? But anyway, this the dude that pretty much brought forth the UPC, the Universal Product Code, which that Universal Product Code, that UPC, is what you see on the back of everything that you purchase. When you go to the store and it scans across the scan, boom, they're scanning that UPC. And everything you purchase has that on there, man. And if brothers ever worked in real retail, or if you worked in like a warehouse where they store it, you would have a scanner and you would scan the UPC, and it'll tell you
The history.
when it arrived in the warehouse, how long it's been sitting there, when it's supposed to be shipped out,
The
when it was
records.
manufactured. It's the grapho,
Yep.
which that same technology or that same information will be inside that what? That device. That's the size of a grain of rice. Why is that the motto that they push, man? You know?
That don't make sense, man.
But that UPC or that information will be on that C-hit, man. So you'll be able to scan your hand, just like how you scan a product, and all that information will pop up. Your medical record, your bank information, your criminal history, your ID, your social security. That's why they're pushing for a digital ID. And it's ultimately showing that you're nothing but a product. In the book of Revelation, 18 chapters, talked about the souls of men, slaves, and the souls of men that's being found here in this place being sold. So Esau Edom is just showing forth that you're just a product, which is why the elites got a word that they call the people, which is goyim.
Cattle.
You're nothing but a cattle, which is why
Trying to brand your ass.
the V word, the juice,
Yeah,
the proper name for it,
Yeah.
it goes back into cow.
Yeah.
You know? So here it is, they're administering VACCs, they're administering that, and that word goes back to cow. Why? Because you're nothing but a cattle in their sight. You're a commodity, you're a product,
You're the thing.
which is why when you born on this earth, what? You born in debt. You owe something. You know, you're a product, man.
Yep.
That's why your birth certificate is on the same paper as a title to your car.
Bond paper.
The way your name, I believe it's all capitals. You know, and the font that it's in, it all has to do with all that stuff, man. Maritime law, you know, ownership.
You see?
That's horrible.
So he wants to make it official now
That's
by putting his device in you, by changing and altering your DNA through his juice. So now you become sort of a creation of his now.
His product.
He's the creator. So he's putting himself as God, man. He want to know your whereabouts. He'll be able to track you wherever you are.
like a fucking dog.
He know your body temp when you hot, when you cold.
He
When
said
you
like a
sick.
dog, they put them C-hips in them dogs to track them, man.
Well, maybe your cat can buy some lamb, sister.
Niggas
Bruh.
think they funny, bro. Shit's not funny at all. It's not gonna be funny when you get the C-hip.
No,
You
when
gotta
it's
bring your
implemented,
sword.
like the Apostle Tar said, when it's implemented, man, a lot of these dudes they gonna get shooken up, and they gonna have they gonna have to answer for the madness they've been teaching, man.
Weren't you that one prophet? No, I wasn't that one prophet.
When
Put
it's
the name on it.
implemented, man. You know, we gonna see. Then shall it be known that a prophet was amongst them. When it's coming to pass, and lo, it will come. Then it's gonna be known, man.
Oh, Terry, wait for it. Shall surely come to pass.
And even when you go into that last six is a stigma. Go ahead.
So, like the brother was saying, that when you go into that Revelations, that 603 score and 6, it's chi-sci stigma. You go into that word stigma, I'm going to just pull a precept that actually has the word in there. This is Galatians 6 and 17. It says, for henceforth, let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And the Apostle Tahar, he did a video on the importance of going into words. And this is a clear example of why we must go into words, because when you go into this word marks, it's a different word from the word mark that we just went into in Revelations 13 and 16. All right, when you go into Romans 16 and 17, it says, "Mark them that cause divisions contrary to a doctrine." You go into that word "mark," is a different word than the word mark in Revelations and the word mark in Galatians 6.
Yeah, scopeo.
Scopeo in Romans, charagma in Revelations.
The rock.
Ezekiel 9.
That's Hebrew. You know, that's another example. And then this Galatians that we're reading, this word marks goes back to the Greek word stigma, which is the same word that's in 300, 3 score and 6. It's that last 6. So that word mark is stigma, which means a mark pricked in or branded upon the body.
Pricks in. It goes back into that device, the panula.
Yep.
Thou trustest in this broken reed. Where if a man lean, it shall pierce and go into his hand.
Yep.
Go ahead.
To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or stamp of their master. Going back into the Exodus, you love your master, you love your life. So therefore, what? You go and you get stamped. You go and you get stigmata, right? It says their master or commander branded or pricked, and it has parentheses, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to.
Right, or God that they worship.
Yep. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods.
So that's all what you're saying. Taking that sea hip, you're saying that Esau Edom is your God. You're saying that he's your master. And you're showing forth your devotion unto him by doing such, man.
Yep.
And in doing that, you're in open rebellion against Yahweh Basham Yahushai. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So when these false Israelite groups and these guys tell y'all what it has to do, how the fuck he said, man, you know,
Said it's not gonna make you sin or something like
yeah,
that.
it ain't gonna make what. Tell me what, you know, whatever. Wow, what these
It's dumb.
dudes saying,
It's hard
you
to
know, for years too. At that, man,
change
like they
it all
keep
the time.
doubling down, man.
It says
At one point, it was sleeping with white women.
embargo.
Then it was an embargo. Then it was 666 men that rule the world. Yeah, you know, all these different kind of things, man. Then it ain't talking about individuals as big nations and little nations.
And y'all just in the congregation not knowing shit.
But now it is individual, and now it ain't the device though, but it's sin. But at first it was big nations and little nations.
It says
Oh, and the last time Bishop Nate went into it, he spoke about technology. I forgot how he mentioned it, man.
it could cause it could make you get a see it.
He tied it in. He tried to grease it like it could be.
CBDCs.
Yeah, CBDCs.
Yeah.
He mentioned, yeah, that's what it was. He mentioned the CBDCs, man. And he slid that in there, man.
Reed's ball. Says in the Strong's definition for stigma, it says to stick, prick, a mark incised or punched for recognition of ownership,
Yep.
scar of service.
Yep. And that device being given to an individual is a stamp of ownership that you're receiving from the devil, man. So we supposed to be like Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael. Let's end it on that. Jake still holding that Daniel.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3.
'Cause this was their hour of temptation. And we're gonna face ours, man, here in these last days. And may Yahweh Basham Yahushua give us the strength, the courage, and the faith to stand boldly as our forefathers
Yep.
did, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Daniel 3:1. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold whose height was 80 cubits.
Now that's literal, but we're comparing it to what? The structure or the society or this technocracy that Esau Edom is setting up today. Go ahead.
And the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Duran in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image of which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Then the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together and were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then an herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people,
Meaning it's law, right?
O people, nations, and languages, because it's all, right? That at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king hath set up. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth the same hour, and worshipeth, shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
And that time is approaching, man. That hour of temptation where he's going to implement these things.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the
Consequence.
cornet, you know, just applying it in
Yeah.
the spirit. And these times we're coming into when that day is implemented, when he implements it, man, you know, the hour of temptation, which that word hour goes into a period of time, man. You see? So it's going to be a time period of temptation. It ain't like it's just one literal hour. Like, no, man. It's a set time that the Lord has established. Go ahead.
Therefore at that time when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and the languages fell down and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Verse 8, wherefore at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worship it, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, it is true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands?
Look at the shit talking behind it, man. And that's how these devils gonna come down. You know, they're gonna come down in that shit talking mentality.
Threaten our lives.
Go ahead.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter.
Yeah, we ain't gotta think about it. You know, we ain't gotta tiptoe or be like, nigga, no, nigga. It's not gonna happen, dog.
They wasn't second guessing.
You know, simple as that. It ain't finna happen. And it's the same energy, right? The Lord is going to give his men in these last days, man, when it comes to what? The implementation of that MOTV.
He's going to put the spirit on them, just like he did with that woman in 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter.
Courageous spirits.
He put that courageous spirits on her, man. All right, it says in the book of Revelations, because you have kept the word of my patience, I will also keep you from the hour of temptation. The Lord is going to keep us from that. But we must keep his word, man. Say, I'll be with you as long as you be with me. And I am with you unto the end of the world. Verse 17, it says, if it be so, our God, whom we serve is... Verse 16, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said unto the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our power, whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hands, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then was Nebuchadnezzar.
That's it. That's it. You know, we're gonna end it there, man. You know, because we coming in that same energy, man. And may Yahweh Shem Yahushua, like I said before, fill us with that spirit. The Lord is able to deliver us from a guillotine or from a firing squad. And if he don't, nigga, we ain't taking that shit, man.
We don't want to be here.
You know, it says they love not their lives unto death. So the scripture says, you know, and this is the mentality that, you know, being in the spirit puts on us, man. Because we're reading about what the Lord has prepared for us and what's waiting for us on the other side. You know, we're seeing how righteousness is supposed to be in this place, but we're seeing the wickedness of it, you know. Understanding that this ain't living, man. Marvin Gaye sung about that. Fucking, what was that, in the 60s, man? So this ain't living, man. You know? So to hell with this society, this place, and whatever it has to offer. You know, it's going down. This place is over. Done. Finito, as they say, a medical term, CTD. It's circling and draining. In the book of Jeremiah says we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. So we already know the Lord's determination. We know his plans. So to hell with this place, man. And if it has to be, you know, at the facing the guillotine or firing squad or whatever the hell we got to face for his holy name's sake, so be it.
May we go out honorably. Be faithful unto death and receive the crown of life.
Yep.
Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. It says, blessed are they that die in Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, for their works do follow them, and they rest for their labors. It says, comfort one another with these words. They that sleep in Mashiach Yahweh Shai shall return with him, and ye that remain shall meet them in the air.
So it's going to be hard, man. We entering into some hard times. You know, when you read that in Peter where it says the righteous shall scarcely be saved, when you go into that word scarcely, it says with hard, much labor. So it's talking about how they're going to go through much tribulation. Well, the angel told that to John. He asked John, who are these that's arrayed in white? John said, look, thou knowest. He said, these are they that went through much tribulation, man.
Yeah.
And it told, and the Lord already warned us, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of the Heavenly Father. You see? So we knew the road that was set before us. Luke 14, Yahweh Shah told us to count the cost. So we know what it is, man.
Yeah.
So when that time comes, man, you know, we have been mentally and spiritually prepared.
That's it.
So let's move accordingly to what? Our training that the Lord has brought us through.
Yep.
You know? So let's keep the faith, man.
Yeah.
Stand firm. Right? The Most High is not a man that he shall lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Ain't that written? It says, I have spoken, and shall I not make it good? So the Lord is going to do his part. We just got to do ours. You know, so Lord will, we hope this was edifying. Bawadi Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shah, for giving us strength to do this lesson. We're going to say Shabbat Shalom. Bawadi for tuning in with us through the spirit power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shah. We're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Chakadash.
double honors to our apostles and elder bishops, the great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers preaching the gospel in truth and sincerity, always in charity. Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Baba Ball.
Baba Ball.